Yep. Everybody, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, and talk Ben Simmons with us one last time. Let's go. Let's go. This ain't the fuck like this game, he stinks.
Oh shit!
He's cold.
Here, you're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Welcome in, everybody. This is A2D Wednesday nights, only on A2D Radio every Wednesday night. We are brought to you by Manscaped. And, hey, Valentine's Day is here, all right? It's right around the block, all right? Roses are red, violets are blue. Don't let a wild pube wreck you. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and our sponsors at Manscaped are here for you with the best tools to get your balls ready for this special occasion. This V-Day, it's time to join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. With their exclusive offer, go to Manscaped, use promo code A2D for 20% off and free shipping. Nate Moss, Noe Eaton, Greg Mwakvik, Frank Vespi, Ralph Del Vecchio, Ryan Brotto, I'm Tom Arnone. The family out there, we got a lot to talk about. At the end of the show, Super Bowl 56, final predictions. All right, here it is, Judgment Day. Who do you got? Who do you love? And a little tease, it's hard not to like the Bengals +4. Hard not to like the Cincinnati Bengals +4. But we'll talk about it later on. NBA trade deadline breakdown. We'll go over everything that's happened, some things that we think will happen. And one of those things is, will Ben Simmons be dealt? It's been the topic of conversation for 4 months now, 5, 6. I don't know what it is. It's been too long. Our main topic at hand is going to be Sixers deadline rumors. Ties into our poll question brought to you by FanUp. And FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports. Daily NFL contests, daily NBA contests now, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points. That's a $50 value. FanUp right on the Apple Store. Go download the app. Use our promo code and get some walking around money right in your pocket as soon as you enter. As soon as you enter in, you're in. 5,000 bonus points. That's with promo code A2D at FanUp. You can find them right on the Apple Store. Our poll question for tonight's show: Ben Simmons will not be a member of the Philadelphia 76ers after tomorrow's trade deadline. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the follow button. If you're over on the podcast side of things, make sure you're giving us a 5-star review, following us, downloading us, and most of all, and most importantly, make sure you're commenting in tonight. Let us know where you're tuning in from and answer the poll question. Ben Simmons will not be a member of the Sixers after tomorrow's trade deadline. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Oh, my goodness gracious. I hope this is the last time I have to talk about it.
And we're back to square one.
It won't be. It won't be the last time.
Listen, I agree. I just, and I'll also speak for personally. I'm not going to speak to like really what the organization's going to do because nobody knows. So, I mean, people can stand on their, up on their mountain and tell me, oh, this is what they're definitely going to do. Okay. All right. Nobody knows. Even guys that with a check mark have no fucking clue. And we've experienced this over the last,
None.
like I said, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. I don't even know. Too long, and I'm tired of it. And I agree to the poll. He's not going to be a member of this team. I don't know how he still would be a member of this basketball team, even though he's not a member after the deadline. I just don't know how they don't owe it to not only their star player, to this fan base, to the people who stuck through this with this organization, who purposely tanking and everything that's came with that. I don't know how they don't. You're in the definition of win now mode. Your best player is 27 years old. When guys hit that number is when guys are ready to win in the NBA. And I've been yelling about this for years to people. Listen, you guys want to trade Joel Embiid? He's 25. What are you talking about? Right? Guys don't win at 25 unless they're surrounded with a guy who's already established and a star. That's how that works. All right? That's how it's always worked. Now, if you watch him this year, you look at a guy and you say, this is the best shape of his career. I've seen him look great, but he even looks better. He somehow looks better than he has any year before, and he's always looked great, in my opinion. Always. Last night was his first, blunder, per se, in a big spot, having a key turnover, right? Besides that, he's done a tremendous job of all those things. So with that being said, how do you keep this guy? Even at this point, even if it's 50 cents on the dollar, how do you keep it? Because I don't care what anybody says tonight, his value will not go up from today to and when this deadline's over. It does not go up. It's only either going to stay or go south. There's no win here for the Sixers to hold on. All right, and I don't even care if it's for James Harden. Like people today, you're a flip-flopper on Harden. No, I'm not. I say he plays 0D. I said that the whole time. All right, and he's a top 5 scorer in the NBA. It's as simple as that. Okay? So I'm not here to crown James Harden. I'm just here to tell you, do the goddamn deal. That's what I'm here to tell you. Do it. It's the best offer you have. You poo-pooed Halliburton. You poo-pooed other names, and rightfully so. And all those guys have been moved now. Right? For little. For pennies. If this deal's even possible, and I'm not doing a 4-for-1 because the guy's up on that last year, his contract. Okay, so everybody that 4-for-1 me, oh, it's James Harden, you got a 4-for-1. Shut your mouth. All right, he's pretty much said to the Nets he's not back next year. He's not back. That's been clear by numerous reports. All right, so I don't want to even hear that shit tonight either. All right, because this is a 2-for-1 type of deal. All right, Ben Simmons, who do you want besides Tyrese Maxey? That's how it works here. So if you want Matisse Thybulle, buy. If you want Danny Green, buy. If you want Seth Curry, buy. Take the grandkids, wait. Your doc will travel up the turnpike to see him. All right? Buy. And I'm not even telling you we're going to win a championship with James Harden. I don't have those answers or that crystal ball. But at this point, if that's what you have to do to get rid of this guy, then that's what you have to do. And if Ben Simmons goes up the turnpike and turns into a top 5 player in basketball, then so what? Then so what? Because that's never going to happen here. That's what everybody's missing. It will never happen here. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, it's definitely rode its course.
We talked about call your pants down. Well, you just got lucky that another organization has a star player that doesn't want to be there. All right? We got lucky. It's lucky that he's even in a conversation to be dealt. That's the luckiest this team's gotten with Ben Simmons since the beginning of this. So make the deal. If he's here past the deadline, I would fire Daryl Morey and his entire ownership group if I could on the spot. On the spot. So all the Daryl ass kissers, he can't let this fucking go on. He can't. Because if he does, then all that mattered was Harden and nothing else. He had a hard on for Harden. That's what makes you a bad general manager.
I see what you did there, Tommy. I like that.
Felt right. That's a lot, but that's what I got to say about it, because I'll be disgusted if this guy and this organization is going to sit here and try to sell me that they're going to get more in the summer than they could right now. I call all lies, all bullshit, and now you are wasting. You are wasting precious time. And I don't want to hear Tobias Harris' name in a goddamn trade tonight. This is not about Tobias Harris. It's about Ben Simmons. So everybody on fucking Twitter, everybody maybe in this group, I don't know. If I hear Tobias' name, I am purposely ending the stream. I don't want to hear about Tobias' name traded. This is Ben Simmons, bye. So get what you can get back and call it a day. You're gonna break up all these pieces. Like that's how you win. Oh, we're gonna trade all these guys. We're gonna trade 5 guys for 2, 3 other guys, and now we're gonna win. That's too much moving and shaking. It's like, don't work like that. Go get a goddamn player to put next to Ben. Put next to Joel, and let's move on. I'm frustrated even talking about this guy anymore. We should be talking about playing great basketball. And we're surrounded with this guy's trade talks for another trade deadline, and it doesn't even compare to, this is nothing. I mean, last year was amateur hour compared to this. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to the fan base. That's what I feel like who I speak for. It's not fair. So leave other names out of the goddamn deals. Make the deal for him, or Daryl, go away. Go watch a G League game. Because you ain't built for this. The little moves you made in Houston, everybody was freaking jerking off. All right? You got me Danny Green and Seth Curry last year, which are upgrades. But let's not run around like he built this roster out. We got no bench. It's atrocious. It's atrocious. Even if Ben was here, we have no bench. Freaking joke. This guy's still here. Still running around. Still, the money's in escrow. The money's in escrow. For what? For what? For what? Freaking clown show. And I see reports. Well, I got to move Tobias to get the deal done. What are you talking about? So, get what deal done? Get what deal done? Get what deal done? We got to move a guy who's playing his best basketball so far this season. That's the guy we're going to decide to move now. The guy's actually turned a corner in the last 3 weeks. We're gonna move that guy now. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, Ben doesn't get moved, then we'll move Tobias. What do we do? What? What do you think you're getting? What do you think you're getting?
Mike
I'm watching
Muscala.
basketball if you think you get something better back than Tobias Harris. Time's yours.
I'll go last for this portion.
As
I'll
you
let you
should.
guys get
As you should.
I think you should get mine out of the way.
Crumb.
That you should go first.
See you later. We'll see you. We'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of this.
I agree with Nate. I think you should
talk.
I think you should go first, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Ralph,
guys
go
go.
first.
You guys go. Seriously,
Here, I'll
Mike.
go. You ready?
All right. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Noah.
Bye, Ben Simmons. Get the fuck out. Goodbye. Get out and go be a distraction up the turnpike. James Harden will be a 76er tomorrow.
Greg,
It's got to happen.
Greg, I feel like
It's
Go. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
guy. James Harden, is he the player he used to be? No, but he's still a walking, just about a walking triple double. All right, he'll still by accident score you 23 points a game, and that's more than good enough to complement Joel Embiid on the court. All right, so he doesn't play much defense. Well, luckily we have others who can do that. So this team will be fine. Get Harden down here, and let's play basketball and finish out this season. And who knows? Just maybe this team makes a run.
Greg, I think you should go next. Because I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, I disagree with the poll. I think he's here, and I'm not saying he should be. I don't want him here anymore. Like I don't think it's best for the Sixers. But I think we're getting cock teased here. I think we're getting rubbed through our jeans, right? Like you're in the movie theater, you're getting rubbed through the jeans. Right, that's what I think we're getting right now. I don't think we're doing anything of substance.
I love how you explained that one, Greg. I don't mean to cut you off, but the way you just kind of slid that in there, you know how you're in the movie theaters, get rubbed to the jeans, rubbed to the jeans. What? My bad. Go ahead.
This is a family show, not how to make a family show. Jeez, Greg.
Why is it got to be in a movie theater?
could be anywhere. You're right. I just don't think they're doing anything of substance or anything, major. I don't know why. I just get that feeling because of how long we've held on to them, right? And how many potential deals have already come across. I completely agree, Tommy. This is probably the best deal that's come across, right? And to be honest, we don't even really know if it's true, right? We're just going off of what we perceive to be, facts from major sources, right? But
what deal are you talking about? Because there's a lot of them.
Well, that's exactly it.
Right.
But anything including like Harden, right, and stuff like that. So I'm going to disagree to the poll. I think he's here, and it's not like that he should be. I don't want him here. I was the biggest Ben supporter up until this year, and I don't want him here, but I think he stays.
All right.
I'll go right after Greg, and this might be the first time in a long time I've said this. I actually agree with Greg. Not because I want to. I completely agree with Tom's opening rant and everything that goes into it. He should be gone. He should have been gone months ago, especially if he was anywhere close to being an adult. I just think we look at two big factors, and that is, I think Daryl was so hell-bent on like, oh, well, I don't need to get him right now because, I'm like besties with James Harden, and he's going to come here for nothing in 6 months. I think that's asinine because, A, I'm trying to win. I'm not even just talking about winning a championship. I'm trying to go as far as I possibly can this year, and waiting until the summer doesn't help me with that. And the other thing that keeps popping up, and again, like you said, Tom, in a world where nobody knows anything, the one trend that I keep going back on is that when you think about older deals with Daryl Morey and Elton Brands, any moves that end up coming through are deals that really aren't talked about. Like the Elton Brand, trade to get Jimmy Butler. That came out of nowhere. The Tobias Harris thing came out of nowhere. Daryl Morey, when he traded for Westbrook.
Markelle Fultz out of nowhere.
Well, yeah. Well, Markelle Fultz was Colangelo, though, wasn't it?
No, I thought that was Elton.
No, that was Colangelo.
No, the trade Markelle, not the trade for Markelle.
Oh, well, that trade sucked. I don't even know what that was.
For Markelle.
Whatever it was.
Jonathan Simmons.
Yeah, Jonathan Simmons, who I don't even know plays basketball anywhere anymore. And then you look at, obviously, Daryl's history in Houston. The Russell Westbrook trade came out of nowhere, it seems like both times. So it seems like there's so much, and I get it. Like, where there's smoke, there's fire, and I want there to be a trade as much as everybody. But I just think we're going to be stuck with this guy for 6 months longer, and I want it to be done. I don't really care what we get for it at this point. I just think it's going to be a situation where we think we're going to end up getting James Harden, and we're going to be sitting here at 3:01 tomorrow with Dennis Schroeder, not James Harden.
Dennis Schroeder for what?
Another, Furkan and 2 picks. Or
okay. Because you agree. Because I'm saying you disagreed to the poll that he's going to be here. So I was asking you if you thought that was the way you were going.
No. Simmons will be on roster, but the only trade I think.
I don't know how you two think that's really realistic. Like, you really think that they're going to get away with this? Like, they're going to get away with that? You guys understand what this is?
No, I get it.
Away with it.
It's asinine. I get it. It's asinine.
No, like you said, I don't want it to happen. As I said, as a former big
guy, you over here should be praying to God that your man gets it done because I'm
rooting for it.
You better hope. You better hope you're.
The question wasn't, do I want it to happen? Clearly, I want it to happen.
I know what you want to happen. You made it clear 5 times. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm praying. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I'm just messing with you. You better hope that he get the deal done.
There's plenty of hope. There's plenty of hope over here.
That's executive in basketball. This was
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. You said this was a guy who's going to get us to a championship. Word for word.
Well, that's not best executive in basketball. That's just like having a pulse. You don't need to be the best executive in basketball to get you in a championship with Embiid. You just need to have a pulse.
Okay, I'm saying that you said this guy was arguably the best executive in basketball. So I've
never said that.
Okay, then we'll just go rewind tape because now.
Okay.
I'm just saying you crowned him as one of the
best.
The
tape. I don't even know what that was.
Basketball. So if he is, he better make this move.
Again, if I said that, find it. But I don't know what that does for this.
It doesn't do anything. I'm having a conversation where you're taking it personal like you usually do. I'm telling you,
I'm not
all
taking
doing
it personal at all.
all I was doing was saying, Daddy better get a deal done for you.
Okay.
It was a joke. And you're taking it too far like you.
I'm taking it far. Okay.
All right. Yeah. I was done with it. And all I said was you said he was one of the best executives in basketball.
You
didn't say that now. So you didn't say that.
No, text me when you find the tape.
I'll go back
text me when you find the tape. Text me when you find the tape.
Brought him in that you said that. You're word for word one of the best executives in basketball.
Text me when you find the tape. Text me when you find the tape.
Like somebody shitting on a guy. Why would you run from something you said? That's why I'm going to call you out now. Why would you run from that?
Because I didn't say it. Tell me, find me the tape. If you know I said it,
I'm going to go scrub, right? Because I remember word for word, nobody was more excited from Daryl Morey than you. That's not a problem.
I was excited.
That's not a shot. That's not a shot. That's just a fact.
It's not a shot. But I didn't say he's the.
Should have been.
If I said anybody was the best GM in sports, that's crazy. The guy just got fired.
How many times am I going to say this? You said he's one of the best execs in basketball.
I mean,
one of the best execs in basketball. So you're saying you didn't say that?
You won't smack him.
I'm just asking. You say you didn't say that now. Now we're saying we didn't say shit. Okay.
No, again, just find the tape. That's all I ask.
Find the tape.
Find the tape.
Be a man and admit you said something. I'll be a man and admit I said something. If I believe in it.
Find the tape. If I said it, you should know.
Find the fucking tape.
Find
That's the
Find the
hashtag.
tape. That's all I'm asking. Find the tape.
I remember basketball conversations we had. Actually, I remember conversations that we had. So it's simple, I guess. I'm not just throwing stuff up. I just said you better hope he makes a move, as we all should hope, especially people that really loved him, because this would prove it. This would prove.
I'm hoping.
What I'm almost getting at was this would prove he's a damn good executive. He can pull this off somehow. That's all I was going with it.
Okay.
All right. Somebody else go, please.
Let him take a sip of water. Go ahead, Ralph.
There you go. Look at that. We're starting the hashtag. Find the tape.
Go ahead, Crumb. You can go.
Dude, that's the biggest cop out in history.
Well, in fairness,
you go find the tape. You claim you didn't say it.
I never said
You
I did
guys
say
find
it.
the tape. I'm going to find a beer in the
I
fridge.
said I did say it. Jesus God.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just
Go
saying.
ahead, Crumb.
I mean, I'm going to keep it. Find the tape. Find the tape. That's the biggest cop out. I mean, you said something.
Listen, I will
big
say
deal.
this. Regardless of if it was said, I'll say it. He is one of the best executives.
That's why I don't understand what the problem is.
Regardless of if he makes this deal tomorrow, he will still be one of the most respected and executives in the sport.
Okay, right.
So,
you should hear yourself.
So I want to just put that out there now so we can move.
Because you keep running from something stupid. Like it's like a big deal. I like them as one of the better executives in basketball. What's the big deal? I don't understand. I just said he better make the move. You say, hear myself. Hear yourself when I said, Daddy better make a move for you. That's all. Daddy better make a move for all of us.
Hey, Jesse, I'm glad I'm getting through. I'm glad I'm getting through, Jesse. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chrome. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. So
all right. Yeah,
so
you go. Make sure you click on a comment that supports your argument. Go ahead.
I'm going to agree with Cole.
All right.
Simply on a gut feeling. However, I'm going to say this in terms of this deal. If it doesn't get done tomorrow, I would rather them make a move and obviously make a run, especially with Joe having his career best year at this point, right? And the East being open. But that being said, I actually look at this situation where they somehow turned into this Ben Simmons situation, and through the relationship of James Harden and this odd love affair that him and Daryl Morey have had over the years. Everybody knows that there's been a point where they've wanted to be reunited, that he wasn't happy when Morey left the organization. That's kind of where everything started going south with the Rockets. I find it amazing that they have somehow, whether it's now or in the offseason, put the Nets in a position that they have no leverage. The reality is they can take this to the deadline, and the Nets could ask for Matisse, and they could ask for, Maxey and everybody else. But at the end of the day, the Sixers are now in the driver's seat in a situation that nobody ever thought they would have the possibility of being in the driver's seat.
Big time in the driver's seat.
Because the Nets have to worry at the end of the day, whether if they don't make a move by tomorrow and they try to pinch and squeeze to get every little drop out and they get greedy, they have a real possibility that this guy's going to walk for nothing. And I don't want to hear about everybody thinks that it's guaranteed that these guys are going to do sign-in trades for max deals. Because guess what? At the end of the day, it's still in James Harden's hands at the end if they get to that point. He has to agree to go to a place, and then they have to work out a deal with that place. So if he's hell-bent on going to Philadelphia, one way or the other, this deal's getting done, or they ain't getting shit back. So I'm almost like content with, if it doesn't get done this year, knowing that they are very likely getting it done one way or the other and have managed to put the Ben Simmons situation where they're in the driver's seat. I'm not as heartbroken about it. If this whole thing didn't come up as it has over the last few days, and listen, I don't know if I believe every report, but where there's smoke, there's fire. We know that. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There are issues there. And at the end of the day, if I can make sure that the end result, whenever this resolves, is something that we're going to get an asset out of, like a true asset, and if he ends up with James Harden even in the offseason, then guess what? Mission accomplished. That's what he wanted. He wanted a superstar asset back for what's perceived as a superstar asset. I'm okay with it. My gut tells me it gets done because I think the Nets, they're going to put all the smoke screens out in the public, all that they want. But there's just too much chatter out there. There's too many little coincidences. And the moment James Harden sat yesterday, when all the reports were how good he looked in shoot around and that he was feeling good, that told me right there, there's a lot more going on here. So I agree to the poll. I think he's gone. If not, I'm disappointed, but I'm not insane about it.
Yep, better happen.
Shout out to Sam. I see you became a new member, man. So I know Chrome was talking his stuff, but shout out to Sam for becoming a member. And make sure y'all go back.
Yeah.
Sam.
We need another one. We got
Oh,
one.
man, Sam.
We go back to back. Let's get another member. Come on. There's 120, 125, 130, 140, 150 people looking. Let's go.
Do it.
It's hard for me, man, because I look at my timeline, man, and there's just so much shit out there. Everybody has a source, right? Everybody has, something that they know. They know a guy that knows a guy. Just do something. You know what I mean? Just do something with them. You know what I mean? If you, and here's the key thing. Do we think that there's talks? I mean, I like you get sucked into all these talks. Like, do we think he's going to play if he doesn't get moved? Or is he sitting out?
Nah, he's sitting out for the whole year.
Yeah,
He
no,
ain't
we
coming
wanna
back.
see.
He ain't coming back?
No, he ain't coming back.
He ain't coming.
I
You don't
think
think
he's
so?
playing.
Not one
I
bit?
think
No
he's playing.
shot.
If he's here past the deadline, he better be playing that.
You think he's gonna play?
You know what's funny?
I don't want. I don't.
I think it's the only
I don't
saving
think he
grace.
should play. I don't want him to play, but I don't think it's out of the possibility that he would.
You know what the best part about this is, by the way, guys? Watching the pissing match
Well, I guess Daryl Morey is the best executive in basketball. If he somehow miraculously knows if I don't get a deal done, the guy's going to come back and play, right? Then it's
The only reason why I say that, Tommy, is because Joe
greatest executive of all time. If he pulls that off, Jesus Christ,
Greatest
I think
human
the most-
being of all time.
yeah.
I honestly think
That
the
I
most
said.
entertaining-
That I said.
You said the other thing too, and I'll make sure I find.
Stop
I
it.
honestly think
I
the most
promise.
entertaining
I'll make
part.
sure because you just want to keep
And
bringing it
we're
up.
back.
It was over, and you brought it up
Oh.
again. So
It was
I'm gonna
over.
make sure I'm gonna fucking scrub. If it takes me a year, I'm gonna scrub away. I'm gonna be
Find
the
the tape.
scrubber. I got the freaking whatever. I got the magic eraser, and I'm hunting now.
I'll send you some monster for you. That way you're plenty energized.
I actually think the most entertaining part about this whole trade rumors going around is the pissing match between Woj and Windhorst, because Woj has such an ego that he's like, I don't care what he says. I've heard nothing. And if there's anything out there, I'm Woj. I would have heard this. And Windhorst is like, I don't give a fuck what him or anybody else is telling you. I know that there's talks going on. And what anyone else wants to say is bullshit. I'm loving watching the pissing match between these two guys.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
It's
They're
usually
freaking
between
colleagues
him and
for the same
Shams.
network.
Yeah,
It's
and
amazing.
I like how Shams is not involved in this, and then all these random guys coming out of nowhere, these so-called fake insiders like Ben Fosh and that who was that Ben Watson guy coming out of nowhere with the breaking in the trade. Like
Shams just
nobody knows
lit the
who-
match
who this guy-
earlier in the end
Yeah,
of last
Shams
week.
lit the match and
Woj and
Windhorst just
do it.
they just went right at it.
At the end of the day, I actually disagree with the poll. I was trying to find a way to agree with this, but I think there's just too much noise out there. I think he sticks around. I think he's here. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what though? How much noise was there last year with James Harden?
Is it really a disservice? No, I don't really think it's his disservice. If you got this guy, and people laugh or whatever, but I think when you look at his skill set, to me, he's still somewhat of a generational type player, and you're just not going to let him go. You're just not going to let him go, in my opinion.
I think if he goes,
peanuts, you're going to get the right deal. They're going to wait until they get the right deal, and they haven't even seen it. They haven't seen it yet, and he hasn't seen it yet. Y'all all saw the reports. I mean, it went from Curry and Simmons to what? Curry, Maxey, Drummond, Green. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
But how is the deal going to get any better over the summer?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. That's
exactly. It doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't at all. But then you have more.
The guy's a distraction in Simmons. Okay. If you wait till the summer, it means he wouldn't have played a whole season.
Absolutely. But
he hasn't improved at all since coming into the league. All right, he still has the same.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say he didn't improve.
He still has the same deficiencies. He doesn't make anybody around him better.
I disagree with that.
I can't agree with that one.
Get him the fuck out of here.
I can't agree that he doesn't make guys
like
better.
we don't like him, we despise him, but don't take away from what he can do on the court. Let's not get it twisted.
The thing with
he can play great defense, and that's about it. And he can't shoot worth a lick.
But that's not. But he's also a great distributor of the basketball, which is why, in terms of going to Brooklyn, he's actually an ideal fit for Kyrie and KD. He doesn't have to shoot the ball there. He can distribute the
then this is for Daryl Morey. No excuses. Make it fucking happen then.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be for Harden either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have
Daryl
to
would show me more if it wasn't. Like, Daryl would show me more that, like, he doesn't have a hard on just for Harden. But, like, that almost, like, worries me when you talk about executives, like, loving a certain guy so much that it's like an ex-girlfriend. Like, there's probably a ton of execs that want James Harden on their basketball team, rightfully so, right? But, like, you can't just – it just feels like he put everything up to that pedestal. He put pussy on a pedestal, right? Can't ever put pussy on a pedestal. I feel like Daryl did. I feel like Daryl has. If these reports are all true, like, and I think that's my biggest concern. Like, you can find other guys. There's other deals to be made. And that's what's concerning. Like, if you don't get this deal done, then what? Like, you just wasted a whole year. You just wasted a whole year.
Another year, too. Another year wasted in Embiid's prime as well.
Exactly. I mean, look, and don't get me wrong. I'm sorry I cut you all off. We don't have forever to wait. The window is not as wide open as everybody may think. It's a very short window here. Embiid's already 27. And who's to say what he'll be like in 3 years? He could be the type of guy that by the time he's 31 or 32, he's shot. Okay? And
Harden on this team would make this team good, but Brooklyn would be good as shit with Ben Simmons.
I agree, Nate.
Like let's not this is not a shoo-in that we're walking to the finals.
Okay, but you can't sit there and tell yourself that if you're a GM though. You worry about that when it comes.
Right.
When you play him in the playoffs. You have to.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing if you were going to.
If Harden's here.
Exactly. And it's the same situation if you're going to deal Simmons off to Washington for Bradley Beal or to another Eastern Conference team, right? You were going to face him in the playoffs no matter what, right? Whatever Eastern Conference team, he joins, so you're going to have to face that no matter what.
The reality is the Nets are better with Ben Simmons than they are with James Harden, and vice versa. We're better with James Harden than we are with Ben Simmons. That's just a fact. The way the teams are constructed and what they can bring to the table, it's a sensible swap for both.
And don't forget, Crum. And don't forget last year too, Crum. If KD wore a size 13, they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Harden and them with Simmons though does close the gap between us and Brooklyn a little bit.
Why shouldn't it be a 4-for-1 trade? That's why 4-for-1 I laugh at. I think
the 4-for-1 is outrageous. That's
first of all,
insane.
Patty Mills is a better player than Seth Curry. So to me, that's a wash and an upgrade, actually.
I don't know. I like Seth here, man. He fits.
Yeah, but I think Patty does too, and he's won. He's got a winning pedigree. Their numbers are essentially the same.
Yeah, that's
I don't Patty
know.
shoots the 3 too. He's gonna be in the 3-point contest.
I understand what you're saying.
I mean?
I'm not taking away anything from Patty.
I love Seth.
I don't know if Patty fits as well as Seth.
I love Seth. Right, I think Patty fits just fine here. To me, they're an absolute wash.
Patty's actually healthy too, Chrome. Seth, we know he's not 100%.
I feel like Seth has not been healthy since he had COVID last year. Every time you turn around, there's something that comes up.
Except for that month and a half in the playoffs when he was like our second best player.
That's true. Yeah,
no, I'd make an argument. Yeah, I'd make the argument he was a playoff MVP, right, guys? You know,
I
might make that argument. Not that you're giving an MVP for second round exits because you're not, but again, Seth carries are a dime a dozen to me. So right, like he's not the end all be all, and to make me not do a deal, and I can't do a deal.
No, Andre Drummond too.
Yeah, I'm not giving you Drummond too. No,
you get James Harden, you are a player in the buyout market.
But I don't need to do all that. That's the whole point that you were saying that I agree with. Like, you don't have to do all that. You have a guy that's admitted he doesn't want to be back there. You have another guy that isn't playing here. You made it a point, Chrome, how this helps each team out, right, in their own way. So everything leads into this is a no-brainer. I don't got to give you 3 players for 1, right? If you got to do three for 2, maybe, right, to make some money work, I understand that side of it, right? But it's Ben Simmons, a pick, and I don't know if that makes the money work. But at the end of the day, that's all it should entail. You got a guy that doesn't want to be there, so I know he doesn't want to be there. You know Ben doesn't want to be there. Everybody knows. So now everybody knows. The whole world knows. So now it's you guys. You guys should be the greatest, connection of all time. Like this is a deal that should be a no-brainer for both teams because Brooklyn he's going to walk and they get nothing, or they get a 25-year-old Ben Simmons. It's a win. You can't worry about if you guys see the Nets in the playoffs. You're going to see him anyway. I don't want to see him now. I'd much rather see me having Harden and them having Simmons than me having no Simmons and them still having Harden.
But this is why I think it gets done, because it makes so much sense that I can't see them saying, even if he walks or we do a sign and trade, that we're guaranteed to get as good or a better fit for our 2 star players than what Ben Simmons brings to the table. And oh, by the way, he's locked in and he's young and he could still get better. I don't know if he will, but he could. And even if he doesn't, what he is now makes them a championship caliber team. He's the ideal player to play with those 2 guys. He doesn't need the ball in his hands to shoot the ball. He can distribute. He can play great defense, and they have plenty of pieces in place that they'll still be able to compete, which is why I think it gets done. It leads me to think that it's going to get done because they're not stupid. The Nets aren't dumb, and I think that they know that their back is against the wall, but they're trying as hard as they can. Somebody said it earlier. I can't remember who, but they said it's almost as if the Nets are trying to sell the James Harden of last year, not the James Harden this year, who is a little bit out of shape and who's been hurt. And the bottom line is, you got to go with what you have right now.
We're doing the same thing, though.
Possibility of losing them. Right.
In reality, we're selling what was Ben Simmons versus what no one knows what a reality is.
Step on the court at 25 years old and a guy who's 31, 32 years old.
Did the Johnson just get moved?
But then the other thing too is how much of it's legitimate, how much of it is unhappy. Last year we saw the same thing. He looked like he ate himself before he got traded. And in 2 weeks, he was as slim as I've ever seen him.
Chrome, he was wearing a bodysuit. It's fine.
Yeah, he might have been. But I'm just saying, it just makes way too much sense for both teams. And if we can figure that out, there's no way they're not figuring that out. I just think the Nets are trying to posture at this point to get every bit out of this before they lock this deal down.
Well,
that's why I think it gets done. It might not.
Chrome, to your point.
And you're right. The other question is what changes in the summer? The only thing that changes is they can try to finish out this run to appease KD of trying to do this last shot with these 3 specific players before making the decision in the offseason to do a sign and trade with the Sixers.
Chrome, to your point, I'll read you this tweet from Bill Simmons. He makes a great point with what you're saying. He said, James Harden missed 43 games total from 2009 to 2020, along with Pierce and LeBron, one of the 3 most durable perimeter players this century. Now he's skipping games like they are 8 a.m. calculus classes, but everything's fine. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, every report was that he looked amazing yesterday in shoot around. Like nothing was wrong with him. And then people who talked to him said he was fine.
I mean, he's a walking bucket. So, I mean, we know the man can shoot. I don't know, man. I'm just thinking about his past and everything that's going on. Like he wears out his welcome everywhere he's been.
He does.
You know what I'm saying? Like he does. Like, every star that he's played with is, going the other way.
Yeah, but Nate, he has like this, like
we got to wear out a welcome cat here too. So he just getting started. He just early on in that process.
He has just this love for Daryl Morey though. That's so weird. It's almost the way like Michael loved Phil. Like there's a weird thing that he has.
Except they won though.
What?
Except they won.
Right, but I'm talking. Shut up, Greg. The point.
No, Daryl and James haven't won yet.
Right, but the point that I'm making, Greg, that's not the point I'm making. It's not about winning or losing. I'm talking about how strongly they feel for themselves and they want to be able to give it a better shot. Listen, he comes here. There's a good shot. They have a real good shot at winning that ring together here.
Chrome. So what you're saying is he has love for him because of what Daryl and D'Antoni did for him in Houston, to where in OKC he was just a off-ball shooting guard. He comes to Houston and he goes to that point guard role, and he's on-ball, full-time facilitator, just running that offense.
Yeah,
totally.
I mean, I really think that he felt like the situation that he was in with Houston, with Daryl Morey running the show there, made him the best possible player he could be. And I think that he feels a kinship to him, that he trusts him. And it kind of proves the point, right? He wanted to go to the Nets last year, right? He thinks that they're going there and that KD's on board and Kyrie's on board and they're going to go for championships. Now Kyrie won't get a shot. KD is apparently, from all the reports, is KD doesn't take any leadership in having anything to say with Kyrie. He's just letting him go run around and do whatever he wants. If you're KD, we all watched Last Dance, right? You watch Jordan reel them motherfuckers in real quick when they started. Other than Dennis, he gave him a little bit of rope, but at that point, he had to pull him back in too. But for some reason, everything that's out there is, I mean, you're looking at Kyrie, who's kind of doing whatever he wants to do. He's allowed to be a part-time guy. You got KD, who's just letting him do it and not saying much about it. Not really.
But what is he going to say, Chrome? What is he going to say? Is he going to make another grown man go get a vaccine?
Somebody's got to reel him in and just say, hey, you know what? Even if you have to say, if this dude's not going to play every game, he needs to sit out then. Instead, we're gonna let ourselves go. We're gonna send a message early in the year and say, you play all or you don't play any. Then all of a sudden now we're gonna make an about face, and now other guys are looking at this like, oh, okay, we could be part-time players now.
I think it's, to be honest, Karim, I think it's beyond just the Kyrie stuff. I think it's because, say, for example,
can I work part-time for full-time pay?
I don't believe so, Noah. When you look at the entire situation as a whole, they made a ton of bench acquisitions this summer, and none of them, like, they all can't play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where, like, a
like
lot of the
Lakers,
issues
right now. Woo! What a mess.
Fair.
Sorry,
that's fair.
Sorry, Ralph. But
If you look,
That's
if
okay.
you look at their relationship, it goes to everything everybody's saying. I mean, he needs the ball in his hands. Kyrie needs the ball in his hands. Kyrie ain't playing some nights, so how invested are you into winning? Guys can look like that in the locker room, right? Guys can question that, and I understand, and that's just human nature, right? So you start letting human nature come into this a little bit. Now KD's out, right? Is he going to come back healthy? Does he believe in that situation? Is maybe him and Kyrie have had, behind the scenes issues? I don't know, right? I don't even know it's all about Kyrie, but it seems
Kendrick
like
Perkins made a pretty good point earlier.
Kyrie. Everything's linked to, like, not him and KD, him and Kyrie. And I think when guys and the same thing going here with Ben, right? When guys for a minute question your want to, right? For whatever reason, question your want to. I don't care how good you are, man. Guy, this is grown man sports. This guy's getting paid a lot of money. Like, guys are gonna, you know what I mean? If guys start questioning you, it's over. Especially when everybody looks at you. They look at what you drive. They look at you being a part-time player getting paid regular money, right? They look at these things and they start saying to themselves, oh, okay, fuck this shit. I'm out of here. And I think that's human nature.
To your point, Tom, Kendrick Perkins made a great point earlier today where he said You look at the situation. If you think you're coming in and these three guys are all supposed to be buying in and going for a championship together, and then you see one who's part-time in it, whatever, he kind of basketball, he's openly said basketball is not his main priority, by the way. Another huge sign of not a commitment. And to Greg's point earlier about James Harden hasn't won yet. You're the one guy out of that three that hasn't won yet. And then on the other side, you're seeing where your favorite buddy, Daryl Morey's at, and he's got a generational talent there, talking about how, yeah, MVP's great. I want to win championships there and bring a championship to that city, and how this is my goal. Whoever's here, everybody's going to be on board. You hear that kind of talk. Don't matter what your relationship is with KD. None of those guys don't have that commitment. They already got their rings.
Well,
You want
Chrome,
to go with that young pup who's got that hunger, who's going to make sure he's putting everybody on notice in the league. He's putting everybody on his back to try to carry them to a championship. That's what, if I'm James Harden, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking to get the fuck out too.
Yeah, but there's a lot I think that you boys are skipping over with the situations that how this is all came together. Like last year, they all got hurt, and like we said, if Kevin Durant's big toe wasn't as big, then they're going to the finals, right? And then you come back to this year, right? And obviously, with everything going on in the world today, the pandemic, racial concerns, everything that's going on that we got to deal with as people, for mental and emotional stuff. You got, people say Kyrie. I mean, I understand Kyrie did say that basketball isn't number one in his life right now because he's doing a lot of stuff off the court, that he's doing for his personal time. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't all be all. But when Kyrie's on the court, let's not get it twisted. He's still a killer.
Yeah, well, nobody's debating that. But once you say that,
because he's saying that because of the temperament of what's going on. There's more than sports.
No,
no shit. No.
Listen,
No
I
shit.
understand that.
Wait,
but if you're a
the guy
person
next
who
to you
this
wants
is
to go to your investment in winning what he's trying to win.
For that.
Come on, Nate, you know that.
Yeah,
No
no,
matter
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying he can't have an opinion. He can't.
Kyrie
say
can have a million
for
opinions.
me, right now, we're together, but for me, this is not the most important thing. It might be for you, it might be for the other 11 guys, but for me, it's not the most important thing. And I want to bring awareness to what the fuck is going on around. He can say that.
He can say he can say there's other things outside of sports. We all know that. That's factual. But when you say listen, I don't even talking about that. I'm talking about playing.
I know. Yeah, I don't. That's why I said it the way I said it. That's why I said it the way I said it. I know it's too touchy, right? We're not getting there. We're not going there. But what I'm saying is to say the fact that he said that statement doesn't mean that he doesn't think basketball is important. He's just saying it's not important right now. And this
I think it's important. I can think it's important to Kyrie, right? And like what you said, when Kyrie steps on the court, he balls, right? I can believe it's important to Kyrie. My point was let it creep into a guy's head next to you that it's not as important as it is for him. And that's sort of where I'm going. Where the little
like you said, that natural tension will happen because our goals are not aligned. Just
I'll trade Ben for Kyrie right now.
When we talk
I'll trade Ben for Kyrie right now.
Yeah, if me and your goals aren't aligned, I'm not on Wednesdays right now. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to align. Am I repping Money Pot? Absolutely. But at the same time, I'm trying to build A2D. So if this doesn't align, it's not going to work. So I get what you're saying. But going back to what I was going to say to bring it all around full circle. So Kyrie's, like you said, halftime player. Durant got hurt, so they're not really playing well. They got Steve Nash as a first-time coach. And then once Durant, it's Harden. Now it's back to where he was in fucking Houston when it was just him.
He got out of Houston to escape the drama. Now he's gone to more drama on a bigger scale with higher expectations.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like, look at the bigger picture of what's going on with him. And you know what I'm saying? And they haven't even played enough games to even know like what the fuck they are.
No, I think like 15 total when the three of them are together.
So,
it's something disgusting.
No, it's all yeah.
It's like
I was
15.
thinking something else. Yeah.
So it's just man. It's a tough thing because we're looking at it and we're trying to all make our opinions about it. We're hearing all kinds of things coming in and out and trying to get the picture and paint the picture. But I just don't want to lose, like, just because he said that comment, I don't think that he's not all the way in.
Right,
I get what you're saying behind the scenes in the locker room talk. It's possible that we're talking like, yo, you in, dog?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
I'm ready to go. Like, are you
my point with that
in? Like,
comment-
what are you
The
doing?
problem is
What
he
you're
can say
doing.
whatever he wants to say. This is what listen. Hey, elephant in the room. You can say whatever you want to say. You can say you come to every podium and say I'm all in. All I care about is championships, and then you're playing half the games. So you can. When the guy next to you, this is what I say. All these guys is bought in. Said, dude, whatever. Get me playing. Get me playing. I'm not going to lose money. So when one of your stars that you came over here for, you came over to play with KD and Kyrie. You didn't just come to play with KD. You came to create a super team. That's why you came there. That's why you wanted to go there. That's why that was a place that you wanted to land, right? So when one of your guys, it's just common sense. When one of your guys says, you know what, for whatever reason, I'm not going to. Oh, okay, and I'm not even going to get into this. You can make whatever decision you want to, right? But when all the other guys say we're in for this, we're trying to win, and then one of your best players that you know you need says, which is fine, that's his decision. But my point is, when you're going to war with these guys, now you got it. Now there's some ill will. There's some ill will, even if you agree with his decision. There's just a little bit of
right. Now,
that ill will. You smell it?
that's kind of where I was getting to. Was it's not that I understand his purpose of it, but when I'm a person who I came here for a reason, and this is my commitment, and I haven't won a championship yet, and you know, your goals are realigned. Now I have to reconsider what situation I'm in long term, because this was not what I expected to be in. And that's what I'm saying. It's not, I wasn't saying he's not into it because of the purpose of what he's doing. It's more of, like you said, now our goals are not aligning. And this is not what I came here for. And it wasn't that long ago that I got here. So now I'm going to reevaluate and self-reflect. And is this the right situation for me?
Shit, motherfucker, you're playing every other night.
Boys,
You know
do
what I
you
mean?
think they
But
can win
wasn't
with Harden and Durant?
With
Like,
that?
do you think they can win with just them two?
No.
Knowing what Kyrie's
No.
doing, do you think they just came together and like, we
No, because they have no
I
bench.
don't
They have
think-
nobody else.
They would need to trade Kyrie.
I
But
think they would have.
and
I think
isn't
they're gonna
that
have a
why-
hard time with the Heat? There's a
Did-
lot. The East is catching up to a lot of these teams. I don't think they beat Milwaukee. I think they'd have a real hard time, and I still don't think they beat the Heat. I think they would struggle with us.
Who did they lose to last year?
Was it
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee and seven. And remember who was playing out of his
Giannis
mind
is
in
even
that
better
series?
this year too.
Who was playing out of his mind? Blake Griffin. Now he's not even like he's barely a basketball player now.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? To where it took some of the role players aside from Durant. Kyrie was hurt, and obviously Harden was on one leg.
Yeah,
But
they were
some of
all
the
hurt.
role players, Joe Harris was okay.
some
You
guys
strugg-
really stepped up last year. in the
Yeah,
playoffs,
now
and
they
you
have
can't-
nobody.
And it's not guys that you would think. It's not like Robert Horry, right? Like every year Robert Horry might hit 12 3-pointers, but he's going to hit 3 big buckets in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
That's
It's not those kind of guys. It's guys who got hot at certain times last year that this year might not even break the playoff rotation with how bad.
Yeah, look at. Paul Millsap's a good one for them. He's a shell of himself. Can't even play no more. Seems
LaMarcus
like.
Aldridge can't even move anymore.
Yeah, their bench is just
He's
very,
seriously
very
retired.
bad.
But didn't the Nets reach out to Kyrie to bring him back? Like Kyrie was willing to sit out the year, because he didn't because of everything going on outside of basketball. He was willing to sit out the year. Didn't the Nets go back and pull him back in for the part-time? So
Right.
isn't it
Yeah.
more the Nets' fault
Well,
than
the-
necessarily,
but
Kyrie bringing you know what I'm saying?
The Nets told him at the beginning of the year, we're not going to roll with a part-time player. Then I guess
Right.
because they were struggling, they're
So
like, wait, never
he stepped
mind.
aside.
Yeah. So it was a Nets. I believe
But obviously
Kyrie,
he's back now because the Nets because of all the issues that they're going through with
But
their
that
team
doesn't
and their
change the
bench.
fact of the matter.
But
though.
that's
No,
a
it
dis-
doesn't.
that's
But
a
he,
destruction.
No,
but
I
he
get
had
what you're
stepped
saying.
out though. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had stepped himself out, and then the team said,
right,
"Hey,
right.
That's even
we need
worse.
you."
That's even
Why?
worse. I mean, think about this. This is even worse then, because it means he really doesn't even care about playing right now.
But this year with everything going on, I can understand why he doesn't. And that's why he stepped away as a man. And then the team said, "Yo, we need you." So now
Step away as a man.
Right, but you're
Step
one.
away as a
What do
man.
you
Hold
mean?
on.
What do you
Step
mean
away
he
as a
stepped
man.
away because he
Step away.
wanted to.
Stepped away as a man. He didn't
Yeah,
step away as a man. He didn't agree with something,
Why?
and he's
And
not
he stepped
playing.
away.
He's getting paid millions of
He
dollars to play
quit on
a game.
11 other guys. How does this is sports? He quit on 11 other people on that basketball team before the season even started. He quit on them.
Yeah.
How's that act,
What do you
Greg?
mean?
Because he made a decision
He
made a decision that was different than everybody else's.
Different
so why is
he's getting
why is he
paid.
quitting?
different than
It's his job.
99.9% of the league outside of him. So he's a half.
And because of the state rules, he's not allowed to be there. If it was any other state, he might be able to play
But
with that decision.
He didn't even want to play. That's the point.
Yeah, no, he was out.
Okay, so he stepped out. He stepped
but
away.
it's not as a
And the
man.
team pulled him back in. Well, regardless, all right, not maybe as a man, as a little girl, whatever. But the team pulled him back in.
But it still
Right,
makes it
so-
worse,
but
though.
that-
He didn't want to play. So guys see that. That's the whole conversation. We don't even got to go deeper in this.
Well, I'm
When
even
guys
saying
see that
that.
you don't want to play and you're not committed to playing per se,
So then let him
There's play.
sit. That's the team's fault,
Right.
though. To let him sit
I'm talking
there.
about in terms of them letting Kyrie be a part-time player. I'm not knocking Kyrie on that because, like you said, that was kind of agreed upon and knowing going into the year. Although I'm sure that's not what Harden expected going in. But it's the fact that the organization made in a weird about face that nobody knew was coming. Nobody understood. It's been talked about a bunch. And now they're allowing this guy who's supposed to be one of your biggest assets to kind of dip his toes into the water at part-time. How are you going to build a chemistry to win like that?
I agree.
I didn't think
agree
the
with
most
all
You
that.
weren't healthy
Yeah,
last
but
year.
that's
You
more-
couldn't
that's
do
more
it.
the Nets
You're
than
not
Kyrie,
playing
though.
this
No,
year.
it's the guy not playing. It
It's a
comes
knock
back to
on
the
the
guy not
organization
playing. There's a
more
guy
now.
not playing. There was a guy that said, I'm just not going to play. And that's fine. That's your decision. I don't give a rat's ass about your decision because I don't got to go to war with you. I didn't come to Brooklyn to play with you. But if I came to Brooklyn to play with you, I got some questions now that I'm all opted in. I'm ready to win. Are you? And guess what? Your religious beliefs and all that, that's you. Right? But speaking in terms of a guy that you came to take the court with, that you know how much of a talent he is, and is a huge part of what you need to win a championship. When you're talking about James Harden, we're talking about from James Harden, right?
But we're also putting in the fact that James Harden is all in the win too. Like,
Yeah, I'm not clamoring that James Harden is the class individual, class individual in the world, but he's the one guy that doesn't have a ring. I think Nate or Chrome said it earlier. Like, he's the one guy ringless there. That if you think has every other accolade that a basketball player could want, right? He's going to go to the Hall of Fame. He's a first balloter. He's a top 75 player of all time, right? He's got them accolades, but he's missing one thing, and that one thing is the bling.
Yeah,
Greg,
he needs that ring.
Greg, can I ask you this then? What do you think his motive is to go there then? It's not the strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? Like, why else would he go there? It's to get a ring easier without having to put the entire weight of a franchise on his back again. That's the way I look at it.
That's where he's at now.
Well, I think the issue is it's less about Kyrie in that instance when you're talking about this specific situation, and it's more of I came here. This was one expectation I had. Then we come into the season, and the organization says, "Well, you're not going to play without him this year." So now you're telling me, okay, you know what? At least I know we're not playing without him this year. It's going to be me, KD, and everybody else. We're going to roll with that. Then now the direction of the organization changes again. Part of the way through, we're saying, you know what? I don't know if we could do this without him. We're not going to go out. They're not going out and making moves to make the team better. How do I trust where the organization and the general manager's direction is going to be? Because it seems like every time you turn around, the direction is different.
And we're guessing that it was the organization. It could have been KD and Harden. You know what I mean? Just like, hey, and just go to Kyrie. Hey, we're gonna make this work.
It could
okay?
be.
We understand your stance, and we're gonna support your stance. So, but we're gonna make this shit work.
I mean, it's speculation. I would say it was probably more so KD than Harden, because it sounds from even guys who were close to him that he was very close. He was very surprised about
that's the big thing. Sorry,
Kyrie coming back and playing. He expected not to have KD. I could definitely see going. See if you could bring him back.
Kyrie wasn't playing basketball. Still getting paid.
It is what it is. It's fine.
That's going to ruffle feathers, guys.
You don't know what to expect if you're playing for them. Are we all in?
I mean, nobody's saying it's not.
Now we're going to have one.
You know what I mean? Like, it's going to ruffle feathers. It's going to be in the locker room about, yo, this dude is all doing his own thing. He's selfish. He doesn't care about the team. We're in win now mode. Like you said, that's going to naturally come. But as a team, you support the guy, and you just look around at the guys you got and say next man up. And now that's hard to say when it's Kyrie. right?
Yeah.
You say
Yeah.
next man up, but that's what you got to do. That is what it is. Nobody's taking away the fact behind the locker room and almost the ethics of sports and being a competitor and showing up for the guy that you have next to you, going to war with the guy you have next to you. I get it all. You know what I mean? But as a team, you also have to come together and say, this guy is doing something where he feels and he's passionate about that. He feels that it's bigger than the sport right now. So we got to go do us.
I think at the end of the day, because, all of this, while it's a great conversation, and this is not just with us, it's with anything, unless you're in that locker room, we really don't know what was like the triggering point. What was the thing that broke the camel's back, per se? What it is, regardless, because at the end of the day, if it gets us hard, who really gives a damn what pissed him off the most? It's that he left a bad situation and thought, hey, there's 2 locations I want to go to. Philly, Brooklyn. Brooklyn ends up making the deal because, well, the owners of Houston wouldn't make the deal with the Sixers. So he ends up going to Brooklyn. Then it blows up in their face last year because everyone gets hurt. And then it's like, oh, you think it's bad last year? Hold my beer. And he looks at it where, okay, I'm out of here at the end of the summer anyway. So instead of me wasting my time, wasting your time, Kyrie's not here, or he's here half the time. Durant's here, sometimes, then he gets hurt again, and he's not getting any healthier.
And they're losing.
9 in a row.
And they don't have anybody else besides Patty Mills that can play basketball on that team. You're looking at it like, okay, that's where it's kind of like, I'm not trying to make the argument like that Harden's trying to help the Nets, because no, you sitting out and you doing what you're doing, no. But at the end of the day, the Nets have to look at it like, okay, yes, we want to win a title now because we're built to do that. And we're Brooklyn, and we saw what happened when we tried to make a big 3 years ago, and it blew up in our face. But let's face matters where facts are. We're probably going to lose this guy in 6 months, and with everything going wrong and how we cannot rebuild an entire bench and role players in the course of the next less than 24 hours in buyout, just take the friggin' bullet and get something. Because I agree, while I don't trust Ben Simmons on any team in the playoffs, Simmons along with Durant and Kyrie, plus a Curry, plus a Thibault, whatever the hell it is, plus buyout, well, at least those guys are friggin' playing. You could do much worse for a guy that looks like he's not going to be here in 6 months.
So, and honestly,
that's
at least you get Ben and you get Seth, or you get Drummond, or whoever you get, at least you're going to have healthy players who can win in this league on the court right now.
I just think we got to stop adding guys in, right? Like we have to, as a fan base, stop adding guys in. Like we just went on this whole thing about how Harden wants out and blah, 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 blah.
Other pieces are going to be a part of it, though, Tom. You have to.
Okay, maybe 2. Maybe 2 guys for 1. I'm not doing this 3 or 4.
I think it's going to be 4 for 2. I think you're going to get 4 for 2.
I think that's crazy.
That's not
needed.
Then the deal's not good. Then the deal's not good.
I think it's
crazy.
crazy.
It's going to end up being Patty Mills and Harden for probably Matisse.
And then this is why I disagree to Bull, because I don't think Daryl makes that move. I don't think he.
Yeah, I don't think they give. If Matisse is
got to give up that much.
But there's also talk about, they might also be able to move.
Don't you do it.
Tobias.
Don't.
Somebody stop it.
Let's go. Let's talk.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Where's he going, baby?
I'm going to tell you right now.
KC.
It's probably going to be Oklahoma State.
For what? Because they won picks.
And that's the problem with and finally I get to say I agree to the poll. And look, I know I talk and look, and during the whole time I found some tape.
Dude.
I found the tape. Look at that. I found all this tape. So I agree to the poll. I think they get the deal done. But the big problem is, there was these tweets going around that there's like 4 or 5 team deals. I don't see it happening. I was messing around with the trade machine earlier today, and a possible 4-team trade between us, Brooklyn, Oklahoma City, and Indiana. It's bonkers, because what are we going to get back with Tobias? I would love to get SGA. I would love to get Buddy Hield back, but I just don't see a perfect trade with 4 teams. I don't see it happening. But if it's just us in Brooklyn, I'm completely fine with it. It's tough. I want this deal done, but I just want it between these 2. I don't want to see a 3rd team. I don't want to see a 4th team, nor do I want to see a mystery 5th team involved. So
Chrome, what I was going to say to you before whatever just happened there, was that the Tobias SGA, you saw it, right? Like, Oklahoma City is involved in talks for Tobias Harris. To Tom's point, any Tobias Harris conversation right now is asinine. Because one, as much as we really beat up on Tobias Harris, if you just have Harden and Embiid here without Tobias, and you have George Niang as your starting four, I'm sorry. Like,
what about Detroit?
For what?
Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy Grant and Olynyk.
No, I'm keeping
I'm
Tobias
good.
at that
I'm
point.
good.
Keeping
I'm good.
Tobias at that point.
Jeremy
I'm
Grant's
good.
not a bad player.
Dropped
Olynyk's
30
not a bad
last
backup
game.
center.
I'm keeping Tobias at that point.
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on,
good.
fellas.
I'm
Come
good,
on,
buddy.
Chrome.
We'll
Didn't
see.
he
Jeremy
drop
Grant.
I
or
remember
Tobias
Jeremy
Harris?
Grant.
We gonna bring
no,
back
I
Ish
know
Smith,
why
too?
Chrome wants him.
You
You
gonna
still
bring
got
back
that,
Ish
that
Smith, too?
shirt. You still got a Grant shirt somewhere,
Oh,
don't you?
I wish I would wear it. I would wear it. Believe me.
I just think
I'm a
Toby's
big-
the guy
I used to have
that's going to be moved.
a Harvey Grant jersey back in the day.
It would be the most
There's
Tom.
nothing good comes from trading Tobias Harris. Like, you're not getting an upgrade from Tobias Harris.
Well,
You're getting-
considering
Getting
I
off
mean
his
he's
contract.
good, but
That's the only thing.
Well, why do I
considering
want
he's
off his
massively overpaid? Yeah, if you can
Because
get
he's
some
gonna get
relief
80 million in
financially,
2 years.
absolutely. You're gonna have to move him at some point you're gonna end up having to move him at some point to re-sign James Harden next year anyway. So
No, you don't.
No, you
oh,
don't.
you will.
Well,
No,
now
you
you
don't.
don't.
You have money
Now.
You'll
No,
see.
because you have the Larry Bird
You'll
right.
see.
You have the
You'll
Larry
see.
Bird or whatever it's called rights. No, you don't.
The bird
You
rights.
have
No,
more.
you don't. Yeah, you don't, Chrome. That's fake news.
If you do the deal now,
But
you
have no
don't have
cap
to.
flexibility for anything else. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have
Oh,
to.
you don't want flexibility. You're building a big three. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to build a big three. I don't.
Tobias
No,
Harris ain't no
you trade
big
Harden. That's
three.
your big three. Go for a fucking
That's
championship
unfair.
run.
That's unfair. That's unfair. Listen,
Tobias Harris ain't no
Tobias
big
Harris
three.
here
Stop.
wears you out thin. I get it.
I love
okay?
Tobias. I've been a Tobias guy on the A2D since the day we fucking traded for
Come
him.
on, he's
But I'm
been
not calling Tobias
consistent,
Harris
bro.
a big three at this point.
Chrome,
He's
he's
never
Mr.
had the
Consistent.
opportunity to be a three. He's always had to be a two.
He's very consistent in his numbers and what he does and what he brings. Like, I am totally fine with Tobias Harris being my third option. Like, I think you win a lot of games that Tobias Harris is
Okay,
one of your
we'll see.
is your third best player. Like, and I'm not that
He could be
crowded,
a great. He could be a great three. I don't think he could be a great two.
Chrome.
And
We'll
we've
see.
seen it
That's
so
big,
far.
That's
in
a
this
lot of
game.
money. A lot of money to pay.
Well,
big
I mean,
three.
you
everybody
already
can
paid
buy
it.
it. Jeremy
You already
Grant
paid it.
Jeremy Grant wants max money. So either way, you're going to give it to Jeremy Grant. What's
Jeremy Grant has
Grant do?
one less year on his deal. It's after next year it expires, and I
Chrome,
think it's,
come on.
Chrome looked into this shit.
Yeah, he
Come on.
did.
He's got
You look-
trade
I know
Who the
machine.
hell
Jeremy
looks
Grant's
up
deal.
Grant's fucking contract numbers?
But Crump, no, I hear what you're saying, but like Jeremy Grant's not a better basketball player than Tobias Harris. And then Jeremy
He
Grant
makes
wants
15
max
million
money.
less a year too. By the way,
What
than
you keep
Tobias.
going back to? He wants a max deal. Jeremy Grant wants a max deal. Do you
Yeah.
believe Jeremy Grant's a max money player?
no, none of them
you're
are.
doing the same thing then again. Just to make a move, just to say, like, not you specifically, anybody, just to say, hey, we
So
did
get him,
something
take
today.
a run with him, and then you have an expiring contract. Then,
And then what does that do? What is that guaranteeing me?
Then
The
you can
only
move
way
him
I
next
can
year.
get three,
then
the
if
only
you
way I
need
can
to-
get three
if it
max
doesn't
guys
work out,
on
you're
my
not running
roster.
for. Guess what? Everybody wants expiring contracts. You can move them next year.
The only way you can get
For
three
an
max
asset.
guys on your team is by owning rights to them prior.
Right.
So how are you gonna then if
You
Jeremy
still
Grant?
need to have cap flexibility to make other moves, man. This team.
No,
is
you're
gonna
not.
need
You're
to make
not.
moves
You're
beyond
not catching on what I'm saying. You
that. I
need.
know what you're saying. I'm catching it.
I know
I'm
you can talk
catching
about.
it.
Now you're
Throwing
going to
it back
bench players again.
I'm throwing it back.
He said, I
Whatever
caught
you
it
catch.
and threw it
Here,
back.
go throw it. Yeah, catch it. I'm ready.
Listen,
I'm
I'll
ready
be
to
buyout city, Chrome. I'll have me, you, Rye, Greg, Ralph, Noah if he's awake, Nate, Frank.
Put me
Come
in,
off the
coach.
bench for
Good seeing him move.
75K.
Like, I mean, come on. Then we're buyout city. We're the definition of buyouts. But listen, I would rather just have a great roster around Joel Embiid. That's how I like to operate. Okay, like I'm not trying to I'll go all in for Harden. That's fine. But like I don't need that necessarily. Like I said from the beginning, me and Ryan have talked about this. We've sort of
See
been
whatever
back and
trades
forth
we can come
with
up
each other. We like I don't want to say we flip flop, but we felt one way one week, the next week just because it's been an up and down roller coaster with Ben. But there's been times that we've gone star hunting on Mondays. There's been times that we're like, you know what, dude? Hey, if we can get these three players back, we're a really good basketball team. So we've looked at it from every goddamn angle at this point. This is why I came in so fired up tonight because I'm sick of the guy. I'm sick of him. So you just like if there's
Who you
something
like on
wrong-
OKC? Who do you like on OKC?
Give me
Chrome,
Gilly. Give me Gilly for him, or Giddy, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah,
I'll trade Ben Simmons for Giddy and 2 firsts right now. Right now.
Oh, no,
Sign
I'm talking about for Tobias.
Yeah, no, Chrome.
Trade it to buy it.
Chrome, I know you're trolling. Like, I know what you're doing, but like,
No, that was a real thing today.
oh,
They
Chrome,
got
I gave you a way out of
conversations
this.
with
I gave
OKC.
you a way out. Just take the freaking gold and stop.
Oh, I'm
Russell
what I'm saying
Westbrook,
is-
anybody?
I've already been
Any-
triggered once tonight. I don't need to
Any-
be triggered again.
Any Tobias Harris trade is going to be a cap dump, which then hurts us this season.
Let's see whose names were thrown around.
So
Let's
if
look
you
at
want
Russell
to-
Westbrook.
So
Take
Chrome,
him or leave it.
Chrome, if you want to
I'm
make
good, Ralph. Thanks. We don't need your problems, bud.
Chrome, listen to me. If you want to freaking do a cap dump, that's fine if you're looking for the future, but that hurts our chances this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's okay. Would you rather cap dump it and then look towards the summer?
Oh,
but
I said that they
sacrifice-
might move him in the summer, but they're going to move him at some point. Either this,
But-
they get Harden. He's either getting moved now or in the summer.
No, because that cancels it out. No. You can't get Harden and then cap
Okay,
dump.
fine.
You can't.
You need to keep that contract.
Yes, it
Mhm.
completely.
Has to be a sign and trade. It has to be a
If you-
sign and trade.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to own the rights to be able to have 3 max money.
No, I'm saying Tobias. They're going to either move him now or next in the offseason.
They're not move. They can't if they
Okay.
can't get
Okay.
Harden and move Tobias. There's
You
two
guys are
separate
really
directions.
drastically
can't do
underestimating how bad Daryl Morey hates that contract that Elton Brand gave to Tobias.
What do you mean? If he hated it so much, he would have done it in the summer. He didn't even try. He didn't try until quote unquote a month
Wow.
ago.
They've been trying to move him over the last couple days.
No,
that's
but
for
they've been
sure.
trying with the guy who doesn't play basketball. This guy's been playing, so they've been, they haven't been worried about him.
Separate conversations.
What, Sham say that?
I was about to say there's been a little bit
Windhorse.
of chatter that they've been trying to move him.
No, I
Yeah.
get there's chatter.
In a
I
separate
get
deal.
it.
Shit, they were trying to put him with Ben to get him out of town.
I get it. But my
no,
point is,
separate deal, Ralphie. They've been
You're
talking
not-
about
No,
I,
like,
I,
at the
I, I
beginning
heard
of
I heard
this.
same deals, and I heard
like same
separate
deals,
deals as
like
well.
the Sacramento was
Yeah.
supposed to be the same. Simmons
Yeah.
and Tobias gone, and then you get the players back from
like
Sacramento.
Oklahoma City has nothing to do with Ben Simmons, and they've been having
Yeah.
discussions.
You're an
about
issue.
possibly-
No. Then I'm gonna hop in. Then I'm gonna hop in. Because now you're wasting a year. All right? Now we're trust the process again. Hey, trust the process as we get back freaking jerk off picks. Some freaking guys with expiring contracts. What a disgrace. You're better than this. You've always been better than this. Don't do this tonight to me or anybody else on this panel. We are not in a wait mode. All right. I think I can speak for everybody sitting here. Not telling you Tobias getting you a championship. I'm just telling you we're not in wait mode again. We can't go back, Chrome. Then we're going backwards. So then we're saying, well, guess what? Jimmy didn't work. He's not here. All right. Tobias didn't work. He's not here. So now we're doing what we did to AI. We're just gonna start cycling guys through until one sticks. Let me tell you what sticks. A freaking great guard who can pair up with your big man, and that might be Tyrese Maxey. Okay, but if you go get out and get a guard, I don't care who it is.
38.4 next year and 41 the year after.
You're so stuck on NBA players' money. Are you kidding me? Nobody gets paid more than NBA. We can have a whole show. We can have a whole show on how the NBA because they let
22
players
and
on
7
the
making
show
41
because of the money
million
they
a
give
year.
out. How they let things like this happen. The NBA is at fault for guys like Ben Simmons, guys like James Harden in fat suits, guys wanting out of places. The NBA is at fault for that. We can do a whole show on that. We're talking about we can't go backwards. Lord, of course you think he's spot on. So who's the next option then? Because everybody thinks that trade Tobias, then what are you doing this year? What are you doing? Because you're all going to be pissed off when we waste.
I'm just telling you.
I'm just telling you.
To prepare you if it happens that's been talked about.
Chrome, what do
I
they
didn't
gain by
clamor
doing
for
it
to
now?
happen.
What do they
I'm
gain by
letting you
doing
know
it
it's
now?
a real thing. So that
What
you have an
do they gain
expectation.
by doing it now?
What's that?
What do they gain by doing a Tobias Harris trade now? What do they gain?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
What
Other than the
the hell
financial.
are
Why
we
is it
doing?
happening?
What the hell are we doing?
And
But they only do it if they don't get Harden. That's from
Thank
what
you,
I,
Nate.
well,
Yeah,
that, I think
yeah,
that
if they don't
I
get
think it's-
Harden,
I think it might
then they'll
definitely
move
get done
Harris
then
to
if they don't
to
get
clear up
Harden.
the books. That's the only way it works.
It would
You're
be the
up and
most
done, though.
Sixers thing ever. I would think Colangelo's in the building. If you got finally a second true star to Joel Embiid, and Tobias can finally fit that third role, and you ship him 30 seconds later, it would be the most Philadelphia thing in the world.
Ryan, I think he would deserve like not going and circling back. Like I think then he deserves to be fired. Like it's a fireable
Oh,
offense.
he's an idiot.
Like
He's a
roster,
friggin' idiot.
If this roster doesn't get better by 3 o'clock tomorrow,
no, he should be gone. Absolutely.
sorry.
Bye-bye.
and like all jokes aside, like I thought getting
There's
Daryl
no way
Morey
that'll happen.
over what we had over Elton Brand was getting.
So hold on, Tommy. If it stays the same, you think he should be done?
This is what okay, because I got to wait till buyout time comes for that
Yeah,
whole
okay.
answer, Nate. Okay, like no, I don't think he should be. I think he's close. He's tendering to me, and I'm a guy like going back that agreed with him being one of the top execs because that was what was sold to us too. That's what we watched happen in Houston. We watched him put things together, right?
Wheeling and dealing in Houston.
Yeah, we watched the wheeler and dealer. So we thought we were getting, and all jokes aside from earlier, like, you know, what Ryan said, I said, a lot of guys said that we love Daryl Morey. And I'll stand there and I'll be the one to say it right now. I thought he was a top 10 exec in basketball, something like that, right? We all did. No, that's not a shot at anybody. That's the whole joke earlier. Like I wasn't taking shots. I'm being honest. Like,
you were taking fucking shots.
No, after you tell me you didn't say something, then the gun come out.
No, I was scared.
Here we go, baby.
Because I was scared.
Here we go.
Because I was scared at the time because D'Antoni was. No, because
Hey, at least he's taking more shots than Ben.
All conversations time before we lose track of where we're trying to go with this.
Shit.
If he doesn't get this done, we were then sold a bag of we were said bullshit again. This is what we were sold. We were sold BS, right? Because it's another guy who comes in and can't get the right things around Joel Embiid. That means you failed. That means you miserably failed. I don't care. No. See, you can't. This is what nobody can have. You can't Monday morning quarterback this because at the end of it, I'm Monday morning quarterback.
He went out last year.
The second this loser doesn't let you fly out to his place and ignores phone calls, you're gone. You're gone. And he put pussy on a pedestal. Say it again. I love this.
This is all the
he
reaction.
put pussy on a pedestal, Crow. He said, "Hey, pussy, nobody come up here."
Last year and he wheeled and deal. He got you out of an Al Horford contract that nobody thought you'd be able to get
jerk
out
me
of.
off.
And, oh, by
Jerk
the way,
me off
he
for Al
brought in
Horford.
Danny Green asset. He brought in Seth Curry asset. He
Oh,
finally started bringing in backup centers that are halfway decent. And last year with Howard.
I gave him credit for that earlier. I said he did a good job last year. He did a good job last year.
Which screwed you totally. But at the end of the day, there's no way they're playing the long game like this without ownership signing off on it. So if anything, you need to look at ownership in this.
We already had that show. We already had that show. We already had that show, though. To your point, I'm agreeing with you. We already had that show.
Ownership signing off on it. So if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, ownership's going to know that there's playing the long
but am
game.
I the only one who thinks he's doing a hell of a job?
I think he's doing phenomenal.
No. I gotta say this again to you guys. Crum, you are right.
Nate, I'm with you. Phenomenal job.
Crum.
They lost the second round.
Crum, you are right in terms of. Ryan remembers it saying this. We can tape this one too while we're scrubbing. Okay, the fact of the matter is when you're talking about trading max money guys, ownership absolutely signs off on that. That's not, hey, I can do whatever I want. That's not how that works when you're talking about max money guys, right? Or faces of your organization. So I agree with that. But the second he's not returning phone calls in the summer, he is no longer a part of this basketball team. So that's where he put him on a pedestal that I had to get a star back or it's not worth it. You know what's not worth it? Getting nothing. That's not worth it.
Ownership signing off on that. So they must value Ben this exact same way.
Nah, man,
I'll say this right now. Ben Simmons, if Ben Simmons is on the Sixers roster past 3 p.m. tomorrow, it's a failure.
It's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Nate, how?
And it's a waste. It's another waste of a year.
And this is because it's me, because I like you said, pussy on a pedestal.
Hey, pussy.
I put Ben up there with the rest of the pussies.
Hey, pussy.
I put him right up there with the best of the pussies out there. Okay? I'm telling you right now, I still think he's a generational player, and I might be in a minority, but I think he is.
Who?
He's not coming back, though, Nate.
Who?
For your generation, he's not playing. He's not playing, though.
10 years, 8 years of intentional losing. And if we have to hold a guy for an extra 6 months to get across the finish line, to get a guy, an all-time talent, the caliber of a James Harden, or maybe even a Dame Lillard if it's not Harden. Maybe
stop with the Dame.
For Dame Lillard. I'm just saying. to do something like
Oh,
that, we can't wait 6 months at this point. Like, give me a fucking break
I love
already.
it.
It's such a
that is
So you're gonna
disgraceful.
wait. So you're gonna
that it's
waste
a
another
failure if
year.
it's not
You're
done.
telling us
gonna
to wait
waste
more.
another
Oh, we're
year
not
until
patient enough
Embiid.
for you.
Jesus
We're not patient
Christ.
enough for you. Are you kidding?
Jesus Christ.
This guy
Bro,
quit on Adam.
you need
I
a
want
nap.
max value.
You need
back
a nap
for
or something.
A max value back for what? For
Ben
what?
Simmons.
A guy who
Value,
ran
that was 2
away.
days after that was 2 days after Game 7. Best value. That ship is sailed.
He ran away. How do you think you're going to get 100 on 100? How do you think you're getting that value?
We talked about. I think we did this. We did this in another show. You put him on any contender, and they're a championship
That's
team.
not the point.
What do you mean?
Every
That's exactly the
second-
point.
Nate, you're better than this.
You are correct, Nate. You are correct.
Are you correct?
Correct, bro.
Hold on.
Always right on this fucking show.
I'm a big fan of mic drops. Chrome, what's the best NBA outside of A2D? What's the best NBA show that's on the market? Which one is it, Chrome? And Nate, inside the NBA, I'll help you, okay? Because it is right. Number one rated.
Talking about with Shaq Barkley and Kenny.
I'm talking about the most dominant big man of all time. That's what I'm going to talk about for a minute. So when those guys speak, people listen. So when he says the things he said over the past 2 weeks, and more stuff comes out, all right, it has crushed this dude's value. So I don't care how generational he might be or will be somewhere else, right? What I know is his character is in question more than ever now, and everybody in the league is. Smell it. I smell the pussy. Now I smell the dirty pussy. So now everybody smells it. So we're in a terrible situation
We
right now
are in a
because
world
we couldn't
where
wait 6
guys
months
run
because
off
we couldn't
field
wait 6
and
months.
strip.
Now we're in a worse
In
spot.
a world where guys beat up people in fucking clubs and get second chances, you don't think a guy choosing to sit out because he doesn't want to play for a team?
Oh,
at
that is
25
You're
years old
misconstruing
is gonna
second
kill his
chances.
value?
Chrome,
outta
do
here.
those that guys ever get 100 on 100 value?
Jesus
Those guys.
Christ.
Answer that question. Do those guys who do those
What world am I living in now? Now the guy
wrong
who
one.
sits out at 25 years old,
what?
his
Okay.
value's
And
killed.
do they get
But
their
we're
full money
literally
when they come
watching
back?
every
Answer that
professional
question.
sport. These guys are fucking taking. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger, Jesus Christ, we gave him the big salute. He's pulling women
This
in the
is
fucking
basketball.
bathroom.
This is
No, no,
But
because
it's
you're
not his
wrong,
value.
George.
No,
You're
none
wrong.
of them do.
You're
At the
wrong.
end of
It's
the day,
completely
the
Hey,
awful.
talent
Chrome,
is
keep
there.
talking
There's
that shit,
always
Chrome.
somebody
I'm with
that's
you.
gonna
Nate,
take
do
a
those
shot
guys
on the
ever get the
talent.
money?
And they will pay for a premium talent.
No, they won't right away. That's where you're wrong. No,
Well, that's
team
why
goes-
they're not. That's why they're playing the long game.
Bro,
and not
bro, can you hear
moving
me for a
right away and
second?
reacting.
Hey, Lord Walker, thanks for checking in. I'm wide awake.
Bro, when those guys do those types of things, the point is their value right away in terms of money is never what it would have been. Okay, so now you're talking about a guy that quit on his whole team, and not only that, he's got 3 years left of max money. Come on, it's not like it's the last year of the deal. It would actually be easier to move Ben Simmons right now if this was the final year of his deal than it is right now, because there's question marks on a 1-2. Once the world starts questioning your fucking 1-2, your value is no longer 100 of 100. That's the facts of the matter.
Well,
I mean,
Name a team that wouldn't take Ben Simmons. Name a team that wouldn't take Ben Simmons. Name a team that wouldn't take him.
I can name 29 right now because he's still here.
No, you're moving goalposts, Nate. Take him for 100 on 100. Take him for 100 on 100. Who?
I think every team in this league.
You're crazy. It would have been done. It would have been
Why
done
is he
if y'all
here?
valued him like that.
Why is he here?
Because we want something back. We want a star back. That's why, obviously. But if they
compared
get
it, you
the
said
deal
it's 100
done without the star and it was just some bullshit and some picks, he'd be gone. He would have been gone. You're out of your mind if you don't think he would have.
Well, if it was some BS and some picks, why we shouldn't make that deal if it's some BS and picks?
No, you said he's generational, and the whole league thinks of him like that. So if the league thinks of him like that, his 100 on 100 value, Nate, is always a star. So my point is that how do you think that's going to get better? Like, how do you think that value is going to go up after the fact? You're no longer at 100 on 100 value.
So
You're
I
always
wonder.
at 75 or lower.
I wonder. I do wonder. What if there's collusion going on? And the reason I wonder is because
It's the NBA.
I actually, in hindsight, I know we talked about Halliburton and guys like that. I actually think that would have been a pretty good deal.
Oh, Jesus.
But there's another part of me that finds it really hard to believe that there hasn't been conversation between Morey and Harden on the back end some way, somehow, that he wouldn't know that this was coming along? Because I actually do think if the Harden thing was not on the table, they may have done the deal with Sacramento. I really, truly believe that might have been a possibility.
Well, I mean, the word is, so the rumors is that Harden's telling his guys that he wants to get to Philly.
And I think that ultimately that's a big reason why a deal hasn't been done yet. I think that where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's a lot more to this as to why we haven't seen a move yet. And honestly, if they would ended up with Halliburton and Buddy Hield, in hindsight, probably would have been a pretty good return for him. Halliburton's a stud.
Give me one thing. We'll have this little game because I agree with what Ryan said earlier, and that's my opinion on it. That we talked about this Monday, how it's all the smokes at one guy, right? Like, yeah, it's James Harden, and then you get, wait, where'd that guy come from, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just like usually how it works. Like never the guy linked somewhere is usually got to go somewhere, right? It's always like, oh, I didn't see that coming. So like, give me a player out there. And I don't know, people might need a minute to think about it, and that's fine. Outside of James Harden, that you can get back for Ben Simmons. And I'll start you off. I'll start with Dejounte Murray. Because now there's rumors that he's on the market now, leading up until the deadline.
Loves Dejounte.
And if there's a place that will take Ben Simmons, I would assume Pop, because he does his homework, has talked to Brett Brown a little bit.
Because he's earned that. Pop's earned that.
He's earned that. Earned it, Greg. Earned it. But if there's a place that you can see Ben going, tell me San Antonio, maybe perfect spot for him. Not only because of the market, because of the coach.
But are we talking now or off season?
We're talking right now, by tomorrow.
Oh, right now.
We're not allowed to do that. You guys will lock it up.
One-
All right, 6 months wait. 6 months wait. You
now
too. You too. Oh, well, yeah. You know what? This time next year, you guys are going to be like, what's another 6, guys? What's another 6? What's another 6?
Listen, if it doesn't happen in the off season, then I'll agree with you. Then we got to relook at this.
I'll see you in
But
3
to
years.
me, if it's not done now, it's happening in the off season.
I'll see you when we got all this money in escrow 4 years from now.
Hey, fellas, I got a call tonight.
Oh, good to have you.
right,
You got a name on your way out, Noah?
Hey, here, I got 2 things. Daryl, do the fucking deal. And I got the Bengals winning the bowl 34-24. I'll see you next week.
Later, brother.
See you, Noah.
Later.
So I got one.
I do like.
I
That
heard
name.
I heard a rumor. Don't know if it's true, but there's so much shit. Is Donovan Mitchell? I heard there's a rumor that he wants to play for a bigger market.
Oh, is he still a rookie? I would hate that just because I think he's just a crybaby.
Yeah, that's the only one I know that was just thrown out there. I think I heard it on sports radio.
That would be ironic, though. Him traded for Ben Simmons.
That would be.
The irony of that deal would be amazing.
I'll do that right now.
I like this. I like the name thrown down here by Trill G Boy too. Jaylen Brown. I love Jaylen Brown, man. I would take him on this team in a heartbeat.
He's not getting moved. They've won like 8 straight.
I don't think he's getting moved, but I mean, I love that name.
Tom, I think so as far as within the next 24 hours, right?
Yeah. Just because I'm trying to talk it up, right?
I think the only other place he can end up in the next 24 hours is Atlanta.
Atlanta. Yep. Okay.
But
John
again, I'm not really getting I'm getting stuff. I'm getting
better.
Gallinari, Bogdanovich, and Hurd.
No.
You figure out what's happening.
You better be getting Collins back.
Yeah,
then.
you getting Collins.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Collins. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
You're
you're
right.
better than
Bogdanovich. Then
you're
Yeah.
automatically better.
Yeah, Collins plays too. Collins plays.
Right, Greg?
That's like 65 cents on the dollar.
And listen, you're going to out-rebound teams now. You're not going to get these second chance. John Collins brings toughness to your basketball team automatically.
Yeah, but him and Tobias are the same player. That'd be weird.
Does he wear the shirt of him dunking on Joel into the locker room?
Probably.
Hope he does.
And Nate, Tobias will go to the 3, right? It's not ideal, but it also creates matchup issues for defenses with Tobias at the 3 too. Like for us offensively.
Well, yeah, Philly, of course he's playing tonight. Like they got to win games.
Because you don't have to trade Tobias to get John Collins. Like Tobias isn't your prototypical 4. Like he's really an undersized 4.
Yes, he's more of a 3.
He's more of a 3. Let's call it like it is. I know his best year under Doc, he played the 4. Every other before that, he was a 3 guard. He's always been a 3. He's turned into it a little bit more of a stretch 4 now, but you're not going to not do that deal because you got to move Tobias to the 3. No.
I agree with you, Tom. I think people say that not because of what he did at the 3, or I'm sorry, at the 4. It's because he's really slow now. Ever since he bulked up a year and a half ago because he wanted to get better on defense, he's really freaking slow. So it's like, does he have the speed to keep up at the 3? But to your point, it's if you're getting Collins, you're getting better. So I'll figure it out.
Yeah, and like we talked about this Monday. You can play different lineups, so it doesn't like those two have to be on the court all the time together either. So you have ways to be able to get him playing the 4, like with like the second unit, right? Like things like that, right? And guys, so it's just really like, okay, you're starting with them out there, but now you're lengthier. Okay, you're going to rebound way better than you do now, all right? Because you're atrocious rebounding. I would like John Collins. I know isn't like the 6 to midnight name, but that deal makes us automatically better. And you ask yourself, well, why would Atlanta do that? Because they're not playing good basketball. Last year was a little bit of a mirage. They got to get better. The perfect thing that the team Trae Young up with is a guy like Ben Simmons, because he's going to get him open looks. He's going to get him those things.
Yeah,
so
the big that can run.
Yeah, they help out defensively. Like
and he can handle the ball too.
That's a good one. I really like
Trae off the ball. Yeah.
I really like the Atlanta one.
I'm really.
I don't know how logical it is.
Collins too. You need players like Collins on your team.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I don't know how logical it is, but Brandon Ingram.
I think it's still logical.
I think the McCollum thing hurts the chance.
Well, screw it. I'll go there to get CJ then. Like we could get CJ from Portland.
Ralphie,
they didn't give up much. Yeah, they didn't give up much.
Yeah, they didn't give up much for CJ.
Ralphie, after we all give your names, make sure you read what you just sent me with the Knicks. I don't want to change gears though.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on in Portland, because I know they're saying like they're not moving Dame and all that, but
such bullshit. There,
Dame's saying they're not moving Dame. Dame's saying they're not moving.
They're clearing cap to be able to go start hunting for him.
Maybe I don't know. It does still seem a little bit weird. I don't know, but
yeah, it's dumb. It's not weird. It's dumb.
I feel like he's a name. I'm not expecting him to get moved, but like, if something crazy happened tomorrow and they're like, "Oh, Dame Lillard's getting like," you talked about like some names you don't hear talk about, and it just happens. It wouldn't shock me if they're just like, come to this conclusion tomorrow. Fuck it, we're just blowing it up. We're gonna move them and start from scratch. But I don't really know right now what else is out there, other than maybe some of the names you guys threw out that would be sensible, because I really think, honestly, the Sacramento deal was probably what made the most sense to get the more bang for your buck in terms of.
Okay, Julius Randle.
No, I think we'd hate him more than Tobias.
I don't like that.
Well, there you go. Speaking of the Knicks, they made their whole roster available.
Give me RJ Barrett today.
They told the league, hey, pick somebody, and everybody's available.
I like Barrett. Yeah,
give me Barrett and Burks right now. I'll do that.
We already had Burks.
Yeah, with Brett Brown.
Give me Kemba off the bench.
Ryan, I don't disagree with you where you gave like the quick no, right? Like that we would hate him more. But you guys got to look at this a certain way. And I know you guys are, but you have to understand, Pop. He can be overrated all he wants in Julius Randle. You're addition by addition, because you're not subtracting anything. You're subtracting a guy who is not playing. So you're automatically better. How much better? I don't know, but you're better. I am just clamoring for anything. Give me Julius Randle. I will walk around with a heart on all day tomorrow just because I'm out of this. I'm away from this loser. I'll take whatever baggage Julius Randle has. Please bring it on. Oh, him and Joe can't play together. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. If it's RJ Barrett, fine, but the money doesn't match. So the only max money they have is Julius Randle. So it's not going to be RJ Barrett much. I'd rather have RJ Barrett over him. But come on, guys. Like, it's anybody that's an all-star caliber player. How do you say no to? Like, I understand I'm not Mr. Julius Randle. I was out of college. I really do like him. I think he's 100 miles an hour. I think he got the bad rap because he's not a number one. Like, so in New York, it has to be the one. Julius Randle would be perfect with a ball dominant guy like Joel Embiid. Like, I just think he's perfect. He is, because they're going to board. They're going to. I mean, he's a better version of John Collins. He's a better version of John Collins.
But I feel like he needs the ball in his hands. Like he's not a real off the ball big that moves.
But also, he's for the most part been on bad teams
where
to
he has to be
the
the
ball in
man.
his hands,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, look
Even
at
when he was drafted by the Lakers, they stunk.
Look at his
Yeah.
coach.
They still stink.
I don't want to hear about it, Danny. Look at his coach. I mean, Tom Thibodeau wears out his welcome everywhere. He plays 7-man rotations. He wears guys out freaking 45 games in the season. It's been his MO for his whole coaching career. I love Tibbs. He's a great defensive mind. But let's call it what it is. He's ruined Emmanuel Quickly, who can play. He's ruined him because he just doesn't play enough defense for Tibbs. So now you're buried. Right? He does this to guys.
Does it everywhere.
They just traded for Cam. They traded Cam Reddish for. They just traded Cam Reddish for Cam Reddish last week. Dude has already had 4 not plays already.
Yeah,
that's MPs already.
Here's the so to your point, Tom, because of the money, because I agree, everyone's talking Barrett. It would be Fournier, Barrett, Toppin for Simmons.
I like that.
I'm going Harden. Sorry.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do the deal. Like I'm not going to say no to it at this point. That's where I'm at, right? So if you give me some substance like back, I'm like,
I'm getting young too, right? I'm getting
Randall's young too, though.
Yeah. How old is Randall?
28.
Like 27, 28?
Yeah, Randall's better than Barrett.
Jordan Davis is 26.
I just like Barrett because he's a lefty.
Yeah, I do like the little left.
I like the little left.
But
Julius is lefty.
Don't you think Julius is better though? Like
27.
Shot at RJ. RJ's still young, but like I think Julius is pretty good.
No, yeah. It's hard not to say he's not, especially last year. He had a fucking year last year.
This is where I play the projection game with you, like we do on Mondays, Tom. Like the idea of being able to get better this year and then grow a core with Barrett, Maxey, and Joe, and Tobias too. He's here. I really, really like that. I really, really like that.
I do, but they're not going to want to do that one. That's the point.
No,
they're
true.
not, like in their eyes. Why would they give you RJ Barrett? Julius Randle's the guy who sort of wants out. They sort of like gone their separate ways a little bit here. Not saying like I agree with you, Ryan. I would rather have Barrett. I think in that 3-player deal because of the growth. I have an extremely young, good backcourt, right? But Julius Randle puts you more ready to go right now. Like, not saying you're getting again. We're not cutting that down. I don't. Right, but we match up well with Milwaukee. Then we're big, right? Like we're strong. Like our 3, 4, and 5 can all board, which is so important. But again, is it the perfect deal? No, but you're in that boat now. So
and Bennett get eat up in New York. So
yeah, who's going to say no to Julius Randle right now?
Yeah.
Like who says no? Does somebody really say no on the panel? I'm just curious. Or do we all just say, all right, call it a day?
I would want Barrett over Randle, but I wouldn't say no.
Okay, that's all. Yeah.
I'm not throwing things, but I won't, to be honest, I won't have a reaction. I won't be mad. I won't be, overly excited. I'm like, okay. God, man,
people really Julius Randle's always been not you guys, like the chat, like even coming out of Kentucky, he's always been looked at like he's not good enough.
Yeah.
He's not good enough. Undersized. Guy works, man.
Well,
Danny Green for Kemba. Don, let's do it.
Really?
Well,
put Kemba on our bench.
I meant like that happened.
No. I was trying to
do
talk
that
into existence.
Why haven't we done that?
I don't know, probably because everybody sees Danny run bow-legged, and they're like,
Well, and just so everybody knows, a Julius
Kemba in the playoffs, like, geez, let's go.
Danny Green's knee just hit me in the face, and I'm up in the nosebleed.
A Julius Randle deal would 99% chance also involve Kemba Walker because of the money. So it would be Randle, Walker, and probably Toppin. I would throw Quickly in here, but that's a lot of guards. You know what I'm saying? Like then you have Kemba, who's a guard, Quickly, who's a guard, Maxey, who's a guard.
I think I would take Quickly over Kemba at this point if I could choose. Just because, like, I think teaming the 2 Kentucky teammates up together and boys, I think I like that connection already because they're close friends. And Doc's going to play them, unlike Tibbs. Like Doc plays everybody, so he's going to get run. I don't got to worry about that. Don't ask me any questions. You want to play
40 boy. I didn't say he stinks. I'm just saying I don't feel much. Sorry, 40 boy. I'm not running around. I'm not running around if we get Randle. He's okay. He's good.
I think you should run a little bit because the pussy's out of here.
I'll jog.
All right, light jog, it's fine.
Yeah.
Danny Green jog.
Oh God. Breaking knees.
How's it desperate, Lord? Are you guys kidding me? You're the king of the jersey above your bed, Lord, and I love you. But like, you're the guy who just can't let him go. You're Daryl Morey's freaking alter ego right now. Where you guys are just gotta get full value. The full value is gone. It's gone, Lord. It is night time. The full value. Bye. Hey, there goes full value. It went a while ago. His own goddamn teammate said, I'm not here to babysit. His own teammate said it, guys. There's nothing left. Of course you're desperate. Philly 4. I'm going to get triggered tonight. Of course we're desperate. The guy will never play here again, and there's 3 years left on his fucking deal. What do you think we are? We're the exact definition of desperate. You go into Webster's dictionary, all of us are sitting there in desperate. Okay, we're just waving. Hi, with 6
I'm not sitting there.
Yeah, you fucking are, because I'm making you sit there. I'm putting you with.
Trill Boy, according to this, they're trading everybody. So yes, they are trading Toppin. According to this, they will trade everybody.
Oh God, I love all you guys out there. So I'm freaking triggered tonight from Jump Street because I hate
love the NBA trade deadline. I love it.
Talking about this guy, Ralph.
That's why he's saying.
No, I told Ryan earlier, if he doesn't get traded tomorrow, we're never bringing him up again. We're not allowed to. We're shunned. We're not even allowed to even make a post about him.
I can't wait.
That's what rumored Ben Simmons in the offseason. There's some jerk off team. Kiss my ass. Rumor that. And Windward should get fired if he's not moved tomorrow. Should fire.
He's the one that fucking started the fire.
Hey, Brian.
That's not true. Shams.
Shams is a fucking jerk off who worked for Clutch
didn't
Sports.
start the fire.
Let's call that what it is too. Mr. Clutch Sports himself is Shams. So I don't know whose pocket you're in, Shams. Because Clutch Sports owns a company that guess who works for. Hi, Shams.
Can I ask you guys this real quick? Just quick agree or disagree?
Great guy, though.
I'm sure he's a blast at parties.
Agreed.
If we're going to talk true championship contender, don't we all agree that we need something other than just Harden?
What
What's
think
leaving?
so.
The
For
Sixers?
me,
I don't think
it's
you
not
do.
what's left after the Harden deal.
Yeah, I mean, I think the team's pretty well constructed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I still sit here and we have no
again-
bench.
But again, you have to look at
But
if they
buyout,
end up getting James Harden, they are an instant destination for anybody who's on the buyout market. There will be guys on the buyout market.
Oh,
So they will be-
absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
something they'll be able to strengthen
Gary
over the
Harris,
next month.
right? Who will
the other side of it too is naturally he's going to slide into the starting role. So either Danny or Seth goes to the bench, which automatically
Unless that's a part of the
stretches out
deal.
your bench.
I got to
Or-
expect
yeah.
Steph as a part of the deal.
Hopefully,
This is
Danny's
why
in
I'm
the
making
deal.
on 1-for-1. Like I'm trying to win a championship, right? So
Well,
I'm-
okay, if it's 3 for 2 or 2 for 1, then we're
Yeah, I
getting
think it'll be
guys
3 for
back
2.
that extend our bench, right?
I'm just this. We got both guys, one out. We'll give you a couple extra picks. See you later. And now we're deeper to your point, Greg. Like now one of them guys can come off the bench. Now we actually have a bench we semi believe in. If we go 4 for 2, now we're like, okay, listen, maybe I make that deal at this point, okay? Because I do like me some Patty Mills too. But
I love Patty.
I want another Australian, but I
I
guess
love Patty.
I mean, I'll take Patty as an Australian, and Crumsbury's a winner. But then I'm like what we were talking about. Now I'm really in the buyout game, man. I gotta really hope guys want to come here.
Let me put this on the screen, just one by one. Tell me if you guys are doing this. Patty Mills.
Yep,
Yeah, I'll do that.
I do
Yeah.
that.
I do that.
I do it.
Simmons,
No
Curry,
draft
Fiable for
compensation,
Harden and
just
Mills.
draft
Yeah, sign me
players.
up.
Well, I if you want to put a pick in there, God bless. I don't.
Yeah,
care
that's
about
so
that.
we
One
should
pick,
have to.
whatever. That's
we
fine.
should
Yeah,
have to
one
do
pick.
that.
Yeah, one
We
pick.
have to,
Yeah.
though.
3 for 2 and a pick. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we lose a lot of defense, but I do it.
We definitely do.
Perimeter, especially on the perimeter.
Nah,
But you got Danny.
Yeah, I mean, Seth can't guard me or you, so you just factor him out. Matisse hasn't developed an offensive game in 3 years, so get him out of there. Yeah, I think I do that one. Fuck.
Okay.
Damn it.
Look at that. 85%.
Ralphie's like Woj right now. He's sending me stuff. Go ahead, Ralph.
So, guest to Evan Massey, great guy, know him,
Great player.
said that Julius Randle's name has come up in the trade discussions with under 16 minutes left in the NBA trade deadline. Knicks have shown a willingness to move him for the right price.
Wait, there's
How
only
many-
16
how many
minutes
minutes?
left in the deadline?
16 hours.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
You said
definitely
minutes.
said
I'm like, wait a
minutes.
second.
You
This is
said
my
happening
bad, my
now.
bad.
This
My
is
bad.
happening now.
I was going to say,
My
what
bad.
big-
16
this must be a
hours, my
big
bad.
count if they're
I was about to
playing
what'd you
16
say?
minutes.
What do you 16 minutes? It's over. It's over. I was going to end broadcast. Just end it. I didn't tell you guys.
Get the hotkeys ready.
You get the, fuck you, Frank. Can we just restart it? No. It's not how it works. It's not how any of this works.
Yeah, no, never. Ted, no,
You guys
I
remember
don't-
that night. Tom just
I'd
said,
rather have
the rest
Patty
of this
Mills.
out.
I don't think we would take Harris because Harris is probably not going to be back this season.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, that doesn't
No,
really
this
much
deal
tell
makes
us.
no sense, though, Sam. Like, I'm not doing Randall for the
No.
Chrome, is that
I'm
you, Chrome?
giving it Ben Simmons, Dan. So, Ben for
It's my
Randall.
burner.
Call tonight.
I'm gonna start dropping random
Randall.
trades in there.
We want Randall. I can't believe I'm doing this. We
What do you think? OKC? Maybe we get Al back? Big Al?
for
He's
Ben,
not there no
Is
more.
that- oh, no, he's with Boston now.
I'll
with
take
Boston.
Anna and Al over Ben right now. That's how bad Ben Simmons is here.
Oh, no, I was talking about Tobias.
Oh, no. Stop talking about trading Tobias. You're just trying to cross the roster. Mr. 6 months. Mr. 6 months will trade Tobias for a freaking for nothing. For ramen noodle but Ben we can wait another 6 months on.
I think we figured something out. Chrome just doesn't like guys who play. He prefers guys who don't play.
I love Tobias Harris. Okay.
Oh, you're
good op,
clearly
Al.
showing it tonight. You're clearly
Frank, I've
showing it.
never disrespected you once, Frank, and you know that. So
I have.
Ryan has.
I
Maybe
have.
twice. He might
Yeah,
have.
Ryan's an asshole.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nate. Love you
Yeah,
too.
Ryan's an asshole.
Thank you, Nate.
No problem.
What am I trolling about, Brandon? Why? What am I trolling? I mean, I've never trolled a day in my life.
You're the
speak
king
up
of
and
trolls.
up. We gotta move on. This is Judgment Day, ladies and gentlemen. Bill, get your bunkers ready.
I mean, it's
All
not
16
judgment
hours,
day.
baby.
That's a
16
little,
hours left.
It's not.
Yo,
judgment
Ben
day.
Simmons is about to be
16
a-
minutes left, Ralph. 16 minutes, not
Ben
hours.
Simmons is going to be
Minutes.
on this team past 3 o'clock tomorrow.
I'm gonna be
This
in the middle of a
city's
meeting.
gonna
I have a lot of
The
meetings. Where I'm gonna be in the
city's
middle of
going
a
to
meeting. And
burn.
alert's gonna happen, and I'm gonna go nuts.
Ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't
No,
nothing
I know.
Nothing's going to happen.
Nothing's gonna happen.
And ain't nothing gonna happen afterwards. We'll look into the off season. We'll be
That's
happy to
right.
be done with the fucking stories and get back to basketball.
But I
The
will
most will-
say
the
this,
most
though.
will happen is Danny for Kemba.
Yeah, right?
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Dennis Schroeder. I'm telling you, that'll be the
I didn't
move.
say Al Horford was my guy. It's not what I said. I was joking and saying I would take Anna and Al for over this loser. That's how bad he is now.
Oh yeah, that was a joke.
That's what I said. I never said that as my guy. Jesus Christ.
Shit, he might be coming back at this point.
I fucking said I would take Julius Randle over Ben Simmons. Tell me how you don't do that at the witching hours. All right, like you're watching the Reds and we're in the witching hours. All right, like that's where we're at. Shocked. Stephen A. sounds like me. Okay, I don't fucking sound like Stephen A. I've talked the same way from the second I was born. When I popped out, same way. All right, what? Because I'm over him. It's time to move on. If this doesn't happen tomorrow, I might just.
If it doesn't happen tomorrow, the city's burning.
I might.
Why do you
Yep,
guys say
see?
that?
It's already burning.
It's not fucking burning, man. It'll be sunny skies. We're supposed to be like 60 tomorrow. It'll be a beautiful day.
It's gonna be a gorgeous day, Nate. I'm telling you.
Oh,
It'll be a beautiful day. The sun will keep shining the next day after that. It's not fucking. We'll just be off to the off season, and then we'll hear the whole rant again.
It's supposed to be 60
We
degrees.
will. We will hear the whole rant again. We'll hear the same thing again, and we'll talk about go to the tape.
Go
Find
to the
it.
tape. Talk about
the
how he
tape.
was how Daryl Morey's a failure for not getting it done at the trade
Yeah,
deadline
man.
when he should have.
I can see it coming already.
Yeah, we were all lied to. If he doesn't get the deal done by tomorrow, and this guy's still here, we were all lied to, and he's not a top executive. And I
Now,
and
do
I,
we get an apology? Do me and Nate get an apology if they make this deal and
They'll
get
never
value for
apologize.
value?
Never.
If it's done?
I'm an apologetic guy. What am I apologizing to you guys about? 100
For
on
telling
value.
us that we're wrong, that he can't draw 100% value for 100% value?
I never
He
said
has no
you
value.
can't draw 100% value for 100% value. I said if you wait 6 months, it's definitely over.
But is it? What if they make the
Hold on,
deal?
but you just said you just went through this whole shit that
Probably.
his value was crushed.
It's
over.
It is. It's not ever going to be 100 on 100. That's why you.
What if they do the same deal?
No, because you're giving up
4
more.
months.
You're giving up more, and that tells you for a 33-year-old. Are we okay here? You're giving up more
on a 6-month contract too.
Yeah, like you're giving guys that 3 years left under team control. Oh my! Oh, that's 100 on 100. 100 on 100 is 1 for 1. Night.
Are you giving up more?
Are you
Yeah,
not?
you have to.
Stop it.
It depends.
But all
on
the
your
reports that
perception
came
of
out
more.
today, Crum, it seems like the Sixers were giving up the whole farm for one
Crum
guy.
and Nate are trolling now. Crum and
Yeah,
Nate
he's
are
just
trolling.
saying stuff. You're just saying
I
stuff.
see their truth. I see it. We're just going to we're throwing this against the wall. Listen, I agree with everything you both have said in a way. I'm not I understand it, but it's never going to get better than it was in the summer till it is now to next summer. It's not going to grow. You're not oh, here we are. Look at us. Everybody wants a guy who didn't play a whole year.
Sean brings up, why would Tom owe Morey an apology for Morey doing his job?
Yeah, I think Daryl Morey isn't the guy I thought he was if he can't get a deal done. I know Rye earlier on with you, but to me, myself included, this is what I was trying to get at. I thought we were in a deal and he makes things happen. If he can't do this, it's a huge indictment on his short tenure here.
It goes against everything we were promised. We were promised urgency with Doc Rivers and Daryl Morey. We were promised that. We went from Brett Brown and Elton Brands and Colangelo, and then you ended up obviously blowing everything up in the bubble, and then it looks like, oh my God, what are you going to do? And you end up getting a really good, at least on paper, coaching staff, and somebody who, he had a lot of his question marks, which we talked about in real time in Daryl Morey, and it was also about hey, is D'Antoni going to come with him? That's why I was concerned about it at the time. But when you put those two together, it's it's not about what they are by themselves. It's about what they promise. It's about what the idea of putting Doc Rivers and Daryl Morey together in an organization that has a lot of assets before we knew that the one asset just didn't want to play basketball anymore. It tells us, hey, you're in a window to win now. No more BS. And we saw a little bit of that when, it was all on draft night or draft day where you make that trade and then you go out and you make another trade and you get Max and you get Curry. It's oh, okay, this is, not to quote the Eagles, but it's the new norm. It's oh my God, this guy just got here and he's making 4 moves.
Well, Ryan, I think that sorry.
You're fine.
I think and what you're saying is to go deeper with it. This is Daryl Morey's legacy in Philadelphia, right? So in part of his head, he's got the angel and he's got the devil, right, on both his shoulders, right? And one's telling him, hey, this is your whole legacy, and the other's telling him dude, you just got to get rid of him. You got to get rid of him. You got to get rid of him, right? So he's getting, I'm sure in his head, he's on both sides of it because he knows, hey, if this deal isn't good enough, right, it tarnishes what we're trying to do here. But the other side of it is holding on to this guy and him never playing automatically tarnishes everything. So you're in a lose-lose if he doesn't, if you don't trade him. That's never going to be a win situation. If you do trade him, you have the opportunity to be in a win situation.
I've said this a million times on Mondays. It's you look at what the Eagles did to Donovan McNabb, not getting him weapons. It's that times 50. It's that times 50.
You can just say the same sport. You can just say the days of Allen Iverson.
That too, yeah.
Days of Allen was never really surrounded with enough. They tried later on in guys' careers.
He's fighting his own ego. That's the thing. Everyone talks about, he's fighting with what's the guy's name? Scott Marks, Bobby Marks. What's the guy? Who's the
Karl Marx? Gotcha.
What is it? Who is it?
No, then it was a joke. A very bad history joke.
Okay. All right. So you don't know who never mind. No. The Brooklyn Nets GM, whoever that
Sean
is.
Marks.
Thank you. Sean Marks. He's not fighting with Sean Marks. Daryl's fighting with Daryl. He's fighting with his ego because Daryl's ego, in my opinion, says, oh, well, he's definitely going to come here for free, or not for free, but we don't have to give up any assets in 6 months. So I don't need to make the deal because he loves me. But then on the flip side, it's like, well, yeah, on paper, that's great, but 6 months is a lot of damn time, Daryl. It's a lot of damn time. And also, it's another freaking season. It's another season. And I don't know about you. Yeah, Joel Embiid, he's playing pretty damn well. We thought last year, hey, you're not going to get much better. Actually, he got a lot better.
And you really can't, obviously predict the future. What happens if the Nets make, obviously they're going to make the playoffs because they're still good enough to make the playoffs. But what happens if they make a finals run and they get to the finals? Then what happens? Does he stay or does he go? You know what I mean?
Everything.
And that's in James Harden.
Everything's fluid, right? And Lord, you can't talk about his age anymore. And that for anything. Like, you can't put the age up against things. You're not in a situation of doing that, and you're not in a situation to say trade him, but not to a division contender or rival. Like, we're not in a position to say that anymore. You can't worry about what you're giving somebody else. You have to get back what you need to make your basketball team the best version that you can make it, right? That's what it is. And what Ryan said a couple minutes ago, right, is you're not just seeing a great Joel Embiid. You're seeing a different Joel Embiid. You're seeing a guy who's in better shape. You're seeing a guy who's more matured. You're seeing a guy who is not only more matured off the court, but on the court, right? You're watching the progression of greatness right in front of your eyes. So you tell me holding on and keep holding for the right deal is the right way to go about this? Well, guess what's going to happen? The other guy's going to want out of town. So just going to riddle you all that too. You think this guy's going to stick around if this contract's here and they don't make a deal?
You're really playing with fire, because if you put all your eggs in the basket for 6 months from now, and for some reason, because as much as we think Harden can improve it, and we get his frustrations with Brooklyn and Houston, we also know he likes to change his mind a lot. So if we say, oh, well, there's a 99% chance that Harden will sign here without having to give up any assets this summer, okay, awesome. But what about in the slight chance, Daryl, that he doesn't? What are you going to then do? Because then you have Simmons with, again, I don't know how anyone could disagree with this, but a Ben Simmons with even less value, another wasted season, Tobias Harris coming up on $39 million a year, and no James Harden. What are you going to then do?
Tobias on 39? Wait, are we talking about Tobias's money now?
As far as next season, yeah. That's next season. I'm worried about this
it's
season.
41 the year after.
Yeah.
So you're worried about 2 years now.
I'm not worried about Tobias's money right
Look,
now.
the next 2 years, yeah. No, listen, I'm hearing what you guys are saying, but first of all, to somebody saying about trading within the division, I don't believe in that shit anymore. You worry about making yourself better. At the end of the day, that's the number one priority. If it helps somebody else too in the process, it is what it is. But like, to me, a lot of times people say, well, if they might end up being this, at that point, they're an unproven commodity. They may end up being something great. They may end up being a bust. I'll always take the guaranteed thing. And if it helps your team get better, I don't care with the Eagles. I don't care if it came from the Cowboys or the Cleveland Browns or any team, whatever makes the team better. But again, there's just so many fluent factors in this, guys. And on the other side, we don't understand the relationship between those two guys. We all sit here and we could sit back and say on the surface, it looks like James Harden changes his mind a lot. But it's funny because every time it seems like he changes his mind, Daryl Morey is always hovering around where he's changing his mind and wanting to go. So from that perspective, too, there's still a very strong possibility these two have this hard on to get back together and bring the band back together. No pun intended with Harden. But I just think there's a lot of different factors. And as much as you're risking by not making a move, you're risking a lot by making a move at the same time too, and making the wrong move that blows up in your face. So they said from day one they were going to play the long game. They haven't lied to the fan base. People may be impatient and want to get things done, and I get that. But at the end of the day, that's another one of my deciding factors. It's not like they lied to me. It's not like they told me he's going to be moved by the trade deadline and that they said this could be a long process. So I understand that that's where we're at. I hate
And
wasting
buckle
another
up.
year of Joel, and I'm with you guys on that. But that being said, I'm willing to wait it out at least another 6 months. 6 months from now, next offseason, if we're in the same place, I'm right with you guys. He's got to go because that's unacceptable.
John, I just don't think you can make deals worried about that. You said late to the convo, but do you not consider how good you're making your rival with this trade? I'm trading him a guy who doesn't really care. Who doesn't care. So I don't care.
I mean, he makes them better, but Harden makes us better.
Like he's got to play.
Yeah, I think I think on paper, when you look at the dynamic of the talent of the guys who would be on that roster, I think he's more of an ideal fit than James Harden there, trying to find his op. And he's a good distributor, but he also needs to get his. And
I guess the one counter would be, what do they do on the nights where Kyrie's not playing, and Ben's got to be that offensive guy, because that's going to happen at least this year. Because there's going to be times where, the home games and stuff where Kyrie can't play.
Plenty of games here where Ben won games with just him and Joel. There, Kyrie's the extra bonus.
Again, I can't.
And KD, we know KD can take a game over and win a game on his own.
I'm not saying I do that deal of giving them all that. I'm just saying I can't not make a deal because, I'm worried that I'm making that team good. Look, I'm trying to get over my own hump here. I don't know. You just can't have this both ways. Like, you can't want the guy gone and then, we can't trade him here. Like, listen, if he turns out to be what everybody expected, good for him. Okay? Because if you actually believe that, and you guys, somebody in the chat actually believes that Ben Simmons will live up to the hype, yep.
Well,
I got beachfront in Idaho. It's all yours. If you believe that, if you really
professional athletes have all the hype in the world that back them, and if every time somebody said, "Well, we can't move him because if he lives up to the hype, we're really gonna come back and bite us," you'd never see anybody get moved. It's just a regular thing. But like you said, Tom, to kind of feed your point as well, right? To like your guys' point, you're not only getting a true top 75, top 50 to 75 player of all time, who can still ball, by the way, when he's healthy, like really ball, take a game over. But it's addition by subtraction by finally getting rid of this. That's a huge asset. And the addition by subtraction, by the way, you go and get a James Harden who makes your team better. You can't worry about the other stuff. Let the Nets now worry that you already have issues with Kyrie being on the floor and you have issues with KD being healthy. Let them worry now about getting him motivated and now conditioned to get back on the floor. That's their problem. Let them worry about it. Let them worry about him shooting, figuring out if he wants to practice his jump shot and his free throws. Let them worry about late in playoff games, guys, when the ball's in his hands and he's the one getting fouled.
Philly for what? Like, first of all, you said Ben is going to come back, and all you'll be praising.
Never. No chance.
East. Okay. If you believe that, that's agree to disagree radio. Good for you. Okay. I will tell you something about Philly. We're a city of second chances for sure. Okay. Right. We've said this from day one. But run through the East. Run through the East? Why? Okay. Because you know what's coming in the second round again, right?
Didn't they run through the East last year and he took 4 shots combined in the second round of the playoffs in the fourth quarter?
Run to the East. Run to the East. I love you.
5, 6, and 7. He didn't shoot the ball in the fourth quarter.
You, Ralphie. You know what? He was Danny Green cardio that night. He was cardio. No. Listen, Philly, I love you. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Our family out there, make sure you're doing that. Okay, we are brought to you by Manscaped, and you get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. All right, family, go do it. Ball deodorant is delicious, all right, any time of the year for you. All right, smelling good. Probably give you better opinions, too, sports-wise. The East, okay.
It's better than the West.
Open eyes. You got a guy that doesn't want to play here. You open your eyes. You're telling me he's going to come back now? That's what you're selling me? You're selling ice to Eskimos? Get a grip. Get a
East-
grip.
And the
Don't
East
come
is
on
better than
here
the West.
telling me we're going to eat words because the guy's going to come back and we're going to run through the East. Grow up, Peter Pan. What world are you living in? All right? What virtual reality world on Meta are you living in? Because I want in. And whatever you're hitting, pass it around. Joe says crack pipes are cool now. Pass it around, okay? Swing it all around the block. It's a joke. I'm being punked. He's going to play. Yeah, not here, Philly. This is unbelievable. This is amazing. This is truly remarkable tonight. I thought I heard it all. I really thought I heard it all. He's going to play here. He's going to come back. If you believe he's coming back, I need to hear from all you out in the chat and on this show. If somebody really believes he's going to play a minute of basketball here, God.
I would ask if this Philly Ford is Ben's burner, but even I know Ben doesn't think he's ever going to play here. So, like, Ben doesn't even think that.
And the funny thing is, you said earlier about second chances. He has no second chances here. None. They'll eat him up as soon as he shows his face.
Oh, he's going to be like Kyrie. He's not going to play home games.
You can get second chances for a lot. There's a lot of things you can get second chances for.
There's no way he
completely
gets
utterly quitting on your team for an entire year. You don't get it. You don't bounce back.
Yeah, you don't come back from that.
No city, not even no city would welcome somebody back for that.
Forget us. You got to walk into a locker room with a guy who's talking about babysitting, all these things. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. He's coming back. Here he comes. We need you. All right. Maybe Joe, puts his tail between his legs and accepts him back. I highly doubt it. Unless it's desperation mode.
I think he plays ball. He won't like it.
Who, Joe?
You know what I mean? Yeah, Joe. I think he would play.
Ben, I think Joe would take him back if he thinks it makes the team better.
Yeah, because he makes the team better.
He
But
would take him
I
back.
think he would draw the line. He's not protecting them. You know what I mean? He's not doing anything for him, and he's going to
Just know
go
whose
at
team
him
this
even
is.
harder
You're
if you
coming
don't
back to my
shoot an
team.
open shot or you don't do what needs to be done to win the game. Then I'm coming after you. Absolutely. But I think he knows he makes the team
Mid-game,
better.
too. I'm taking you out mid-game.
Yeah. You're going to see me yelling at you mid-game, and they're going to have to separate us for sure.
Listen, I would love those pressers, those post gamers. I'm not a big presser guy, but I would love for him not to shoot open jumpers and just to hear the words that are going to come out of Joel Embiid's mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, I would live for it.
It'd be like Bill Parcells. It'd be like the player.
Yeah, the play.
Right. The player didn't. I can't do nothing about the player not taking jump shots. He wouldn't even say his name. He'd just say the player. All right, boys. What did I say when I came on? I said I tried to get out of here early and it would never happen.
Nope.
I know y'all still got football to fucking do, and I can't do it. I gotta go to fucking bed. I felt like Noah. You didn't even know because my glasses were giving a gleam, but I was definitely falling the fuck asleep a couple
I
times.
saw it at one point. I
Yeah.
didn't see
At one
of
point, you never see me just look down like this. I was like, did I fall asleep? Like, what the fuck? And then I wake up to hear, woke up, Peter Pan. I was like, oh, all right, now I'm back. So let me get the fuck out of here, man. Always a great show. Always a pleasure talking to you boys. Super Bowl Sunday, dropping props every single day. I love the Rams. I heard Tommy talking about Cincy. I see everybody in the world talking about Cincy. I fucking love the Rams in this Super Bowl. I think they bomb Cincy. I really do. I think it's a terrible matchup for Cincy. I like the Rams for my play for a pick for the Super Bowl. Wish I could stay on to give you more, but you know where we're at. Sundays, 10:30, Money Pot. I see you boys.
Later, brother.
See you,
Nate.
See you, man.
Take care, bud.
Well, SM, I mean, you don't got to come here, right? You don't got to come. You got sports to talk about. This is what I do to people. You got sports to talk about, right? Nobody's forcing you here, honey. You know what I mean? Pack your bags. Ain't a train station. You don't got to announce your departure, right? You have your opinion, but you come here with some sports, all right?
I'm going to give you guys a name. Tell me if they're traded by 3 p.m. tomorrow, and just for fun, give me the team.
Let me give my little plugs in here then.
Okay.
For our next segment. It's brought to you by Gleason's Bar, which is located 6700 Mill Creek Avenue, Levittown, PA. Use promo code A2D for 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or online. Gleason's Bar and Steaks is where you can find them.
Delicious steaks. Delicious steaks.
Delicious. Go get the Trenton.
Oh.
Go dab on the Trenton.
Someone's got to send me a Trenton down here. Oh.
That's a tough mail out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pork
Little
roll.
next day air. Little next day air.
Yeah, it'll be aired out all right. That pork roll.
Damp.
Flash.
A little damp.
Fucking stale.
Ralphie, I'll go with you with this one first. Russell Westbrook.
No.
And Ralphie, I don't know if everybody knows this. Add the little nugget with what happened tonight.
He's not playing.
He's not playing.
He's not playing tonight.
Not playing at all. Nice.
Nope.
So
Nope.
Ralphie, is he going
That
to be
was a
dealt?
joke. What
No.
happened?
He's not going to get moved.
At all?
Nope.
Who
Maybe in the
wants to-
summertime, but not.
That's fun. That's fun for you guys.
Yeah, so much fun. You know how much money we owe? He gets to opt in next year.
It's like
47 mil.
It's like, yeah, it was pretty close to 50 million.
Yep, I can't fucking wait.
Hey, Kareem, you can trade Tobias for him.
Yeah, you want to switch? I'll take 6 mil off the
His-
books.
I am out.
Is his deal expired after next year?
No, he's
Yes.
got like 3 or 4 years.
Oh, I mean that's
No,
hey,
it's over. It's only 2 years so far.
Oh, it's one more. Oh,
Could they
Yeah.
buy him out?
I think so. I think you can buy him out.
hey, listen.
I'll take
Move
him.
him for Tobias. You get that money comes off the books after next
I'm not
year.
moving him. I'm not moving nobody. But I would take Russell Westbrook in a buyout. And I think if anybody says they want it, I question a
Could
little
you
bit.
imagine Russ
I
and
would-
Joel?
I
on
don't
the
want anything
same
to do with him.
team?
Okay. You can want nothing to do with him running your second unit. I'll take him over what I got over Furkan Korkmaz. So
Oh, Greg will disagree with that.
it has nothing to do with Furkan. It has nothing to do with Furkan.
Could you imagine though him
I don't like
him
I'm not a
and
big
Joel
Russ
on the
guy,
same
so-
team after all the shit? Hell, him, Drummond. I know Drummond had a history with Joel. Just everybody take a nice big group picture together.
I think it would be phenomenal. I think that's how everything it would be the funniest thing in the world. But I'm not clamoring for Russ. But if you're just asking me for if he got bought out, I needed a backup point guard. I'll bring you in. I'll have a conversation with you.
No promises, Ben. You go where we tell you to go.
What's another one? Miles Turner.
No, he stays because Sabonis got traded.
Yeah, I agree.
He stays.
Jeremy Grant.
I don't know who wants Jeremy Grant.
It's coming here.
Chicago.
Oh my God.
I'll say Chicago.
Yeah, I think he stays.
Philadelphia.
Chicago. That's interesting.
Yeah. Give up some Patrick Williams and some stuff. Get a little bit more experience for them to lose in the second round of the playoffs. I'm trying to think of another one. Ralphie, can you think of any other big names I'm missing?
Let's see. Well, I mean, we talked about Julius Randle. You think they actually move him? You think he gets dealt?
I do. If they're going to come out and say that, you know what I mean, and they're gonna hone in on him like story wise or like clip wise, I think he gets moved.
Yeah, here.
I think the last week has kind of not that they were probably already sold on him, but I think the last week has soured him. What, he tried to fight the coach the other day, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you see that? The stat guy?
yeah.
That might have upped his value for me. That might have upped his value a little bit. It
Got
might
a
go
little
from a
fight.
slight jog, Tom. It might go to a slow run now.
At least I got a little fight in my locker room. You know?
I
Tragic.
know. Say that again, Ralphie.
Tragic.
Tragic.
Well, I
just think he gets bought out.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
anyone trades, I think he's making what, 19 million. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I don't think Randall gets moved. I think Kemba and Burks do though.
Mm-hmm.
I could really see that.
Yeah, but I don't watch much NBA at all, let alone the Knicks. But is Randall taking a whole bunch of time from Toppin, or are they able to play together? I know they're both power forwards in theory.
I think
Thibodeau's-
Toppin is running with the second team still.
Thibodeau's been
At
trying
least
everything.
whenever they're on like TNT or ESPN,
Right.
I always see Toppin with the second rotation.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a move, kind of kill two birds with one stone, right? Kind of get rid of
Yeah.
Julius and that contract and clear space for your top 10 pick from last year or 2 years ago,
Yeah.
right?
There's another name, John Collins. Does he stay or go?
I think he goes to Dallas.
What's your deal to give him to Dallas? That's interesting.
1 second, I'll tell you.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
When you trade the contractor, is it the contractor Porzingis?
I just don't know why Atlanta would like. What is Atlanta getting? Like, is Porzingis' deal like almost up or something? Like, what is Atlanta getting out of that?
That is a great question. I will get back to you in a moment. Let me see. I'll get back to you with exact figure.
Like, if they're getting some free up, it would make sense. Like, if they're getting,
and that might be it, because I know they're. I mean, Jalen Brunson's getting paid this year, and I'm sure they're going to want to try and keep him. So, Kristaps is 31.6 for 3. Collins is 23 for 5. So yeah, I mean, you're saving $6 million right off the bat, plus 2 years.
And Collins is pissed. That's too. Like, so you're getting rid of a very upset player right now.
oh my God, is any player in the NBA happy?
Nope, never.
I've never met so many guys that get $25 million a year that are upset. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, everybody's upset.
Tom, the only guy who's happy is Damon. He's the one guy who shouldn't be happy.
Oh, yeah. Look, I
know. Isn't
truly
that
believe that they're
weird?
selling him on the fact that they're star hunting for him, and this is why they're freeing up as much cap.
I don't know. I think it's a weird situation. I don't buy all
I think
that.
I don't want Dame now because I feel like he just likes losing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He like Ralphie. You keep saying it's weird. It's not weird. It's dumb. Like he's like. Listen, he can make whatever decisions he wants. It's his life. But stop. And also, like, I feel like every day I'm reading a new quote like, "Oh, I'm addicted to the grind. Portland's my city." It's like, we get it. We get it. You don't like winning. It's fine. Maybe the food's great out there. Awesome. But like, stop saying it. We get it. We get it. You like losing. That's
Gabriel
awesome.
would love DeJounte.
The one
I might actually learn. I might actually learn how to
like
say his
him.
name.
What's his money? What's his money, Ryan or Greg?
I think he just got. He might have gotten a max last year. Well, you know, like the sub max.
15
for 3.
Yeah, 15.4 for 3.
A year, right? Okay. What would it take to match money?
It'd be DeJounte. It would be my guy from Monday, Mr. Dougie McBuckets, who's making 13.
Are you like trying to go like Ben, or are you just trying to go like kind of like mid level?
Tom? Ben? Is this a Ben deal?
Ben. He
It's
said
all
Ben.
Ben.
Yeah.
Everything's
Okay.
bet with me.
Okay. So it would be. Hold on, let me put Mr. I don't want to play any more Ben Simmons in here. McDermott making 13.7. DeJounte making 15.4. That gets you to 29. That could do it. That could get you in the bubble.
Now, if I had picks, does that change the money I'm sending?
No.
Okay.
No.
Then throw 2 first-round picks in there, too, just for funsies. Bye. See ya.
Here you go. You could do McDermott, Murray, and Jaco Podol for Drummond and Simmons.
No, I'll keep Jacopoto right where he is.
Yeah, no.
And I'm not shipping Andre Drummond.
No, I think that's a no-brainer, guys. Like, I could see why San Antonio would do that, too. Like, I could see it. Like, okay, you're getting Ben in 2 first. Okay.
The 2 for 1, and then, throwing the 2 picks in does it.
It works.
McDermott and Murray. Dougie McBuckets
If
and
people
Murray
will
for
tell me
Ben
the 2
Simmons.
picks is too much, and I understand your thought process for anybody that says that to me. But, like, when you're trying to relieve yourself of something, you have to give more in some way. And this is a way to say, hey, you're getting a guy that's going to make you a contender, not a contender, but a playoff team yearly in Ben Simmons in the regular season. That's what you're getting, San Antonio, right? You're getting picks, and we're taking 2 guys off your hands that you probably don't want to get rid of, but for some reason Murray's in deal conversations. Listen, is that the home run deal? No, but that's a very good deal.
Are you, now that the clock's really ticking, is anyone willing to resurface, or I'm sorry, and circle back and go back and do deals with Minnesota? And clearly we're not getting Anthony Edwards, I understand. But it would be D'Lo.
D'Lo time.
So, like, would you do D'Lo and let's say, like, Pat Bev? I got to see if it works
Sign
first.
me up.
Okay.
It will work because D'Lo making 30 mil. So
I hate D'Lo. I despise him.
Actually, we probably have to give up extra because D'Lo plus Pat Bev's 14 puts that over.
How about Cork Mots? Hold on, let me see. D'Lo And Pat Bev.
He doesn't make enough. It would have to be either. It would probably have to be Danny.
So, all right, well, you're getting the defense back with Pat Bev at least. But you're getting smaller too. I don't know. So it would be Simmons and Danny for D'Lo and Pat Bev. Yeah, because that would be dead money. That would be.
Does anybody
dead
worry long term about Maxey as a point guard?
No.
No.
Like what?
Well,
like,
in what terms? In what terms?
I didn't mean to know
I
that.
feel like he's gonna. I feel like he's more suited long term to be a shooting guard.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
that's
that
what that's what he played up until 3 months ago. He never played
Right,
more.
but so my one concern, I'm just thinking about like
Too small.
I mean, I love getting Harden, but I worry long term with him and Maxey on the court at the same time. I feel like it's gonna.
Tyrese is too small to cover twos. So
Yeah.
like you have to have
He's
a
gotta
big
train-
point guard. You have to have a big point guard for him to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he could bulk up in terms of being able to muscle up with them. I mean, he's a little smaller, but I just worry about how that's going to be a fit.
No, I mean, Chrome. I mean, there's obviously definitely, some. I don't want to say concerns, right? Because I don't really
feel
have
like this
any.
team needs a point guard at some
Just some
point.
hesitations with a young point guard, right? Just some hesitations because you even see this year, like there's times where you want to be aggressive and he doesn't, and and that's just all growing pains, right? He's brand new to the position in terms of an NBA point guard, but no,
I just don't know if I see that being
the work
where he lands.
The work ethic alone, I think, overshadows any type of possible concerns because he's already shown it. The kid's going to work at it.
Yeah,
Like, I almost would.
You got to be Steph. You got to be Steph Curry from three to play that position at 6'3".
Or AI, right? You got to drop 30 a night in AI's time.
Yeah, to play the two because you're killing me defensively there. Again, if you have a 6'5" point guard who can defend, it's a different conversation, right? Because then you can match up defensively. But in that spot, I don't love him there because he shot the three better, but he's not a spot up shooter. So to me, he works better with the ball in his hands creating. So to that, Chrome, I think he's better off there. There's not many guys in the league that can take anybody in the league off the dribble, and that's what he is. So could he do that more to two guards? But I think two guards give him more trouble because they're longer, right? So now you're going to get longer guys.
Yeah, and I understand that.
Well,
I'm
I see
not
it
sure.
both
I
ways.
almost feel like he's in the middle. I don't know where I like him at.
Who brought Greg? Did you bring up trading for Kemba? Did you bring that up?
Yeah.
All right. I two options. Would you rather give up Danny Green and let's say a second for Kemba? Okay. Or would you rather do Furkan, Shake, and Isaiah Joe for Kemba?
Why would I have to give up all three when I can give up one?
Well, two of those guys don't play for you. Furkan's just a guy, and you would need to put all three of them in there to make money, to match the money. If you're worried about, again, because you're worried about, okay, you're getting better at your guard position, but you're hurting the three position.
Yeah, I'm just, if you're going to go get Kemba, I just think you go get him with the easiest deal possible, like the 1-for-1 with a pick. I don't think you have to totally uproot your whole bench.
What was the second one you put
yeah,
out
but
there,
see,
Ryan?
I don't think it's your whole bench because Shake's not playing for you right now.
Well, right now, just because he's hurt, but he's a key guy.
But he wouldn't be playing for you if you had Kemba. He wouldn't touch the floor. You
I
wouldn't
like
need him.
Shake, but Shake's just the guy. He's expendable.
I'm not saying he's not expendable, and I'm not saying either one of those three aren't expendable. But if I could trade a guy 1-for-1 versus 3-for-1 for just like a Kemba guy, like if you're going 3-for-1 and it's Kemba and Barrett or Fournier, which I know it's not happening, right? Then it's completely different scenario.
It's what Dennis said. That was the deal. And the only reason why I say no to Danny, it's because, like, Tom, you and I brought this up, I think, when we were talking about, like, we're not trading for Dragic because we're not going to give up assets to improve the guard position, which then dramatically hurts as much as we don't like Danny right now. It hurts the three position because who's your backup small forward? He doesn't exist.
Me.
That person does not exist.
Yeah, me.
I make this deal right here. You can also utilize the buyout market in a couple weeks as well to fill in some of that other space.
Yeah, I think that's what I think. I think we're going to be okay. because I think we're gonna if we don't do anything, we're gonna get to the buyout, right?
15 hours left.
And
Ben's still here.
listen, I told
Yeah,
you,
well, we passed that first deadline of 16 minutes, so
Yeah.
I told you guys yesterday that it's officially my guy's first birthday, which is crazy.
Oh, happy birthday, Cass.
Hell yeah.
happy
But all he's
birthday,
asking
buddy.
for was a Ben trade. He's the guy's not asking for he's not asking for 90. He said,
Great birthday present.
Tom, this is what you got to do. This
Can
is
we
what
Wish I had a good birthday.
You
present.
manifested because of Cash. You manifested getting Devontae Smith. You know why? Because he was watching Devontae Smith tape. You got to have Cash watch Harden tape.
Oh yeah, all day, all tonight.
That's
no
what-
sleep.
It's got to be the
No.
program. It's got to be the morning program. Forget the cartoons. It's got to be hard.
he won't. I don't know if he'll lock in anymore. He's deep into the tunes.
Oh, Howie. Hey, Howie.
Can
That's
the
all he
James
wants.
Harden tape be in the form of Coco Melon?
It could be. We could just maybe do a little Adobe, get a face over him.
James
Yeah.
Harden, where are you? He's still in Brooklyn. Daryl, trade him.
Remember when we said we don't want to disrespect Frank? I think now might be the time we want to disrespect Frank.
Great
I
vote.
can go on. I can.
No.
I'll
Right,
break
this
out
time-
the Jack Hartman Kids Music Channel while
Right,
I'm at it.
change it back for a second. This time last year, we were doing Sixers live reactions, I believe.
Against, you know what the team was? Could mean something, Tom.
Was it Utah? I'm just saying.
No, think of me. Think of me. Think of me.
Well, that would be like Sacramento thinking of you.
That's Sacramento. Watching
Oh my
Buddy
God,
Hield and
De'Aaron's on his
Bielitsa.
way.
Yeah,
De'Aaron's on his way.
Bielitsa. It was that. It was a close game against Sacramento.
Yep.
And then 3 hours later,
Knew it was coming too. I kept saying
Yep.
it all night. Like tonight's the night. 'Cause
we
I'll stay
thought
up
we
late.
thought you were gonna have to leave during the show. We were like, okay, we're gonna start this stream because it was spontaneous, and we were like, oh, we're gonna just do it. And we kept thinking, oh my God, we're gonna have to get Ralphie in here as backup in case Tom has to go. And then it was literally 3 hours later. It was 3 hours after the game.
And here we are. All right. So we did plenty of trade deadline, I would think, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love a move to happen while we're on the air. I mean, God.
yeah. Well, if something happens late night when we're on, then listen, we're already winning, I guess. But I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't. But what I do know is our Super Bowl preview is brought to you by FanUp, and FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NFL contests, and NBA contests, and more. Even the Bachelor and Bachelorette for guys like Cromer. Right? I say this every time I do the read, usually. Right? The guys like to dabble in that, and the women out there that like to dabble in it. You can win great prizes. Sign up today. Make sure you use promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points. That's a $50 value. FanUp, right in the Apple Store. Go download it and enjoy yourself and come challenge us. So Super Bowl little predictions. For the first time in my life, I didn't flip flop, even though a guy like Brad Ryder wants to call me a flip flopper online, and he's open to the challenge to come on any show I ever do and debate that. And I would love to make him feel like he has to sit in the shower for 6 months straight because I just exposed him that much. But that's a story for another day. All right. Everybody that does sports flips and moves a little bit. And I want people to understand that out there. That's not a cop out. Sports is fluid. It's a moving situation. So, like, my joke earlier to Ryan, like, I was in the same ballpark with him, and that's what I was like getting at too. Like, Daddy better make a move, right? But it's fluid. We can change our opinions over time. It's allowed, right? Just like it's allowed 3 weeks ago, we're saying star or nothing for Ben, maybe. And then coming in right now, you could say, you know what? Give me whatever, right? You're allowed to do that. It's fluid. It doesn't mean like there's some things we're going to stand on a mountain on, right? That's just how we operate. There's things I'll stand on a mountain for, but there's also things you're gonna be fluid on. Like I really like Baker Mayfield. I don't like Baker Mayfield so much anymore, right? So it's moving. It's fluid. All right, it's fluid. And one quick crumb of the day before we get into Super Bowl predictions because it's NFL related is first off. Us even posting what Justin Jefferson said today is it should have been a kibosh post, okay? And anybody out there, because I smell yous, all right, that want to post about it, like, see, he's even saying he wouldn't have did as good here. Okay, let me help you out. So, he probably doesn't set records here, but he does extremely well here, okay? He probably doesn't do maybe certain things he can do because he has Kirk Cousins here, but he plays extremely well here. And for those guys, probably not the day, probably not the, there's never a day and time for the former Jalen lovers to ever just to make that post. Like, you're never allowed to. You were actually banned from any Justin Jefferson post for the history of Justin Jefferson and Jalen Reagor. Like, you guys are just not allowed to comment on the matter. You're just not allowed to. You like some things. I gotta evoke my right to comment on because I'm not allowed anymore. For certain people, that's Jalen Reagor and Justin Jefferson. You're just not allowed to have an opinion anymore. You're banned.
And especially when those certain people, and I didn't see this until like 30 seconds ago.
Balls.
As soon as those certain people, they didn't say that Jefferson was going to be a scrub, but yelled and screamed and cut people off on draft night that he would be.
I'm not even going.
No, but it's you yelled and screamed on draft night that he would be Jordan Matthews. So sure, you didn't say that he would stink, but you compared him to Jordan Matthews,
who stinks.
Oh, I'm more in the LeVon boat now.
Oh, like, I know where you're going.
Chuck's is off he's off my binoculars a little bit because at least he's admitted, and I'll give guys credit for admitting that. Hey, we should have probably taken that guy, right? That's all I need to hear from you. The other guy will never get old.
No,
that's where it's like, yo, it's okay to be fluid. It's okay because I'm going to guarantee you something. Jalen Reagor probably puts up better numbers in Minnesota playing with Kirk Cousins, but that's easy to say when you put up no numbers. That's easy. So when you play with a guy like Kirk, who has his flaws, but actually has his pros, which he's a phenomenal spinner of the rock, he's going to get you to football, right? So listen, it's a match made in heaven for a guy like Justin Jefferson to go play with Kirk Cousins and Adam Thielen. No shit. But we can't say that he doesn't put up great numbers here. Nobody can say it. Justin Jefferson's not even allowed to say that. He's just not trying to take a shot at Jalen Reagor. He's trying to be a pro. Which makes him more of a reason I won the draft.
He's being a good guy.
Fucking winner. No, I just want to have fun with that before we get into football because I love my debates with guys. That's what it's all about, and I love when guys have thick skin about it because it's what it's about, right? And I'll get thick skin about anything I was wrong with because there's plenty of it when you ever want to start. But on draft night, I'm a big name junkie. I usually don't miss in the first round, and since I now want to puff a chest. Michael Parsons, who I said that how many times, Rye, after I watched a little, I felt like I was a scout, right? Hey, might want to take him number 1 overall. I get why people won't, but might want to consider that one. Pretty good. So if you're here and just join us, most of the time we're 99% right, and there's going to be times where we have outbursts for Jalen Reagor, and that's fine. People are supposed to be excited. That's why we do it.
It's the beauty of sports. It
and
brings emotions.
Yeah, and you're going to be wrong. Like that's just facts. I'm sure. I don't know. I would have to go back and tape gate again. But I'm sure there's guys I've liked that we've taken that probably aren't good, and vice versa. Welcome to sports. So that was all. It was just. It's just Tom. We're just talking. We're just all sitting around the bar having a conversation right there.
Well, 2 things real quick because I'm gonna hop off because I have a football show to do tomorrow, so I'm gonna save it for there. That being said, 2 things. A, you brought up FanUp. You guys are gonna place your bachelor bets. Hey, throw your money behind a hometown girl from Cherry Hill.
You're the
Miss
best.
Mart. She's cute, by the way. Just saying. Get on their FanUp, place your bachelor bets. Let's go. And secondly, guys, tomorrow the deadline. Whatever happens, just remember, sooner or later, this thing's going to be a collector's item. Probably sooner.
You are the king. This is why you're the best.
Jesus.
This is why you're the best. You truly are amazing. And when you said earlier, like, I come on with you guys, I said, absolutely. I mean, come on. You don't get a chance to talk Sixers too much. And then look at you coming prepared. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you came prepared. feel like somebody told you Tom was all over Tobias before you came in. Don't get it, and you come prepared. You're unbelievable.
I can read the room.
Make sure you call your two hosts out tomorrow night. All right, I want to hear you call the Jonathan Gannon lovers out. Call the great scheme out. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. You're letting them get away with a little too much puffing. All right, them two are two peas in a pod with their puff. All right.
I don't know. I mean, if you guys missed last week's Birds of a Feather with Chuck's trying to tell us, trying to make every excuse in the book for Kyle Shanahan and not utilizing probably the best overall skill player in the league in Deebo Samuel for the last 12 minutes, but yet still trying to say that Jimmy GQ is the biggest reason they lost.
We smelled that from the poll question.
Tell me if I'm letting anything go, because that's
I love it. Let the dog eat on there a little bit.
That's right. So check us out. We'll be doing our preview tomorrow, and hopefully, gentlemen, we'll be doing some other NFL stuff over this week. So
hopefully you got some good things to dabble with trade deadline too, right? I mean, hopefully, I know you guys are birds of a feather, but all three you're big Sixers fans, so right. Either way, we expect
it happens. That gets there. That some things are bigger than us, and that'll get some time for sure. So, love you guys. Great conversation. A lot of fun.
You, brother.
You all have a great night. All right, fam.
Later,
I'll see you guys
later,
tomorrow.
brother.
Birds of a feather. Deuces.
Love you. Look at that promo. You know what I mean? Look at that promo. Shots taken, and we still get a great promo out. I mean, talk about doing a great job. Yeah. So my whole point, I don't know where the fuck we were going. 27-24 Bengals. I'm gonna stay on them. I usually move and shake throughout the week.
That whole thing started was exactly what you were just about to say, right? Over the last 2 weeks, you probably expected the flip-flop, right? And that's where that whole that's where that whole conversation started, is because you had it, right? And it's natural, right? I mean, I think that's, but there's a lot on that side. Like, I like that side. I do. I like Joe Burrow. I like that moxie. Like, I'm talking with the guys we golf with on Tuesdays and stuff like that, like how I like the Rams, but I can see where the Bengals absolutely win. Like, you can see that because Joe, it's almost like, how they used to call Joe Montana Joe Cool, right? That's where he's at right now. He's a different level mentally, that he's just locked in with himself. I personally just don't know if the offensive line can hold up with this defensive line. That's where I'm at.
I completely and 100% agree with you on that. And we said that it's really been the common theme for 3 weeks when you talk about the Cincinnati Bengals, and they just keep finding ways to win games.
But they do, yes.
Yeah, and the Rams have too, rightfully so. But the one thing I will say is I'm 27-24 Bengals, but I'm more like, I'm not taking them on the money line. I am taking them plus the points, because I believe, again, we are in a field goal game, and that's not a cop out. That's after the wild card round. That's all we saw. We saw dogfight city. So I'm going to expect I see one last one, and maybe even an OT game. Like, I would not be surprised if we don't see an overtime Super Bowl, right? Like, when's the last time we've seen that? Everything's so evened out, right? And you can make a case that the Rams have a better roster. I get it. Totally get it. More star power. But, man, that Cincinnati offense, they might be hurt up. They might not be as good up front, but they sure as hell got skill player out of skill player.
Yep, that's for sure.
Their defense is a bunch of guys that I don't even know, and they find out ways to get it done. So it's easy to take the Rams in this one to me. It's almost a too easy one. So in terms of money, I'm going to pick the points. But for funsies, because whatever, I like a good underdog.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take the Bengals.
Ralphie, what's happening over there? Anything?
Lakers lost. With no Dame, no CJ, no Robert Covington, no Norman Powell.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, hey, you didn't have Westbrook though. You didn't have Westbrook tonight.
Good
So
thing
it's
Westbrook
a big
didn't
loss.
play.
It's a big loss.
Yeah.
Did LeBron play?
Yep.
Oh, what
Try.
did he do?
And he did.
Oh
They
my
tried.
god!
What did they do?
Oh my
What
god!
did they do?
This is not good.
Tom, I'm actually gonna.
No.
Sorry, right, real quick.
Yeah, you're
Stop
fine.
screaming all Westbrook. All right? Look,
Who?
fraud. Somebody start bringing fraud. Somebody start blaming the fraud at this point.
Oh, it's the whole team. It's the whole team. The whole team's not good enough. The whole team's not good enough.
The whole team.
The whole team's not good enough.
Yeah, Russ is scapegoat on this one. Russ has played like horse shit, but he's just.
Oh my god, he's like, yeah. There's no doubt that Russ has been playing fucking horseshit. His last 4 games, he shot 27% from the field. That's fucking horseshit right there. But it's the whole team. There's just been very inconsistent. It's always this whole year so far. It's been 1 step forward, 2 steps back. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Now you're gonna be what? I think we're gonna be 5 games under 500. So, thank God the fucking West sucks this year, and it's not like the Eastern Conference this year. So, because if we were in the Eastern Conference, we wouldn't be making the playoffs.
Ralphie, you could send us Malik Monk now. You won't lose anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we do. I don't see the real quick. I don't see the Lakers making any moves tomorrow. I just say there's no point in making moves. No point in making moves. The fact that LeBron and AD signed off on it on what happened this offseason. Oh my god! And now everybody, it's just fucking shit show.
Does Frank Vogel last the season, or does LeBron scapegoat?
He should get fired. Listen, he should get fired tonight, but I don't think they fire him. Too many bad losses.
Jersey boy.
Yeah, he is.
I'm going to follow suit with what Tom's doing. I'm going to stick with the same score I've had this entire time. I'm rooting for the Bengals, but I'm going to go Rams 30-20.
I forget where I was. I think I was.
Everybody's worried about tape now. You know what I mean? Look at us. Everybody's worried about tape. We're all gonna stick to our guns. You know what I mean? We're all like fucking really. Jesus Christ. One thing got said wrong, and now you know what I mean? One thing got misconstrued,
I did find some stuff, by the way, Tom.
I'm sure we said a lot of good things.
No, I found a text exchange with me and Ralphie, and this is what I'll say. Go ahead, Greg.
No. Finish.
No, go ahead. We want to hear this.
The reason why I went after you so much is because it's actually the exact opposite. Because Ralph and I got in screaming matches when he was hired because I was scared. Because I thought that because he was coming here, D'Antoni was coming here. So I was actually mad. The first time I was happy about Daryl Morey, and it's actually on the show, is draft night. When we traded for Seth Curry, you see me say, all right, I can deal with Daryl now. That's the first time I was cool with it. So, like, I wasn't even cementing it with you. It was like, I was actually more wrong than, like, I should have just been like, I should have gone back in the weeds like, oh, yeah, I thought he was good. Like, I was actually more wrong because I thought it was a bad move getting Daryl. And, hey, in 24 hours, it might actually be a bad move if we don't move Simmons.
Less than 15 hours.
But, like, I was scared to death about this because of how much I hated what they did in Houston. And I thought, foolishly, we were just going to replicate what they did in Houston here. So, like, that's why I fired back at you. It's because, like, no, I was actually on the opposite side for like 2 months.
When were you? Because I feel like at some point you came around and you really loved them. Because I remember you loved them.
Oh yeah, it was Seth Curry. It was Leatherface.
And that's the thing, because you were a big Daryl poster. So that I know. So that put beliefs in my head that you fell in love with Daryl. I fell in love with Daryl. I mean, I don't think anybody wouldn't fall in love with Daryl from what we've been through. That was my whole point. Like, I wasn't just saying your daddy. I was like more like joking around. Like, this is everybody's daddy. Like, we all believe in Daryl Morey would get this team to where we wanted to get.
No,
to.
you know again. I started firing at you because I'm like, you don't know my truths. You don't know my truths. You don't know my truths.
I don't know. I just felt like you were a Daryl guy. Maybe it was draft night.
I was late. I was late to the party.
Maybe draft night's what I remember. I don't know what the fuck I remember. I just remember at some point you calling him a top exec and me agreeing with that. That's all I remember.
It was 30 seconds after the set trade. I'm like, okay, we're good.
I do remember you at the beginning a little bit saying that when you say it is like, hey, could be a lot of moving things going on here. Right. I think what more sold me on that was you really fell in love with the draft machine that night. So the night Daryl Morey was hired here, you fell in love with the trade machine.
Oh yeah, because it finally it let the monster out. Because I couldn't be trade machine with Brett Brown. I couldn't be with Colangelo because God forbid.
There was a lot of he made good moves that first year, and I think that's why we all put him on a pedestal, and he's still on the pedestal. He's got a deadline now.
Damn right, Doug.
Yep.
Yeah.
3 p.m.
So Greg score.
Yeah. It's funny because I kind of see this. I kind of see this game in two ways, right? I think if it's close, it's obviously. I think the Bengals have a really, really legit shot to win. But I think if the Rams, have a really good chance to blow them out as well. And that's kind of where I'm leading. Is I don't really have blowout, but I have obviously more than the 4. I got 35-24. I got 35-24 Rams.
Feeling even better about the Bengals right now. I'm feeling delicious about the
You know why I reacted like that? I groaned, not because of the score, Greg, because it's one thing, but it's like I really don't. I'm not asking a lot from the Super Bowl. I'm really not. Like, I'm not going into it saying if one team wins, I'm going to be pissed. I just want a game to be close, and maybe it is. Maybe that's a late touchdown, right? Maybe that's just. Yeah. But I just want it to be everything that last year wasn't, because last year we foolishly thought, oh my God, it's the irresistible force meets the immovable object, and it just sucked on ice.
Yeah,
everything sucked. So like. While this year doesn't have the big names like the Mahomes and the Bradys and the Rodgers, it does have a lot of interesting stuff. But I feel like if we go into Sunday and the Rams just blow out the Bengals, I feel like as fun as this Bengals run has been, I feel like it kind of deflates it a little bit. And Joe Burrow, all this fun stuff, it kind of goes away. You know what I mean? And then like on the flip side, I would say that even if the Bengals blow out the Rams, now clearly that would be crazy because they are the underdog.
Yeah,
but it's like. I feel like Matt Stafford gets ricochet shots, and justifiably so. If you're a quarterback of a losing game, you deserve it. But it's like I would be so happy with so many scenarios except for a blowout win.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, you're right. From a game standpoint, that's not fun, right? That's not enjoyable to watch. No, I completely understand.
Frank?
I am not wishing for a blowout, but I am expecting a very close game. The way that Cincinnati has, this, I would consider the Cincinnati Bengals team of this year to be a Cinderella team. A lot of people thought, hey, the Bengals, they're not going to do much. Joe Burrow coming off an ACL injury. What are they doing? Not taking Jamar Chase over Penny Sewell on draft night. But the way that they've been playing so far, the red hot play that they've been doing all season long and in the playoffs, I'm going to say the Cinderella run ends on the Super Bowl. It's going to be a close one. I'm going to go with A2D chat guy's favorite team, the Rams. I got them winning 28-24.
Okay. Gotcha. For me, listen, love the magical run that Joey B is doing for the Bengals right now. But let's all be real. Come on, the Rams are just a better team. All right, better defensive line, better offensive line, better wide receivers, obviously. And I think it's Matthew Stafford's year. I think he finally gets his ring. So I'm gonna go 31-17 Rams in Super Bowl 56.
Man, another healthy victory.
Yep,
Yeah,
31-17.
I feel even better where I'm at.
I almost want to go Bengals now just so I can root against Ralphie's team.
Yep. And now watch, the Rams will probably get blown out. So,
well, last question I have real quick. Because this is a game of a lot of matchups, as is every game, clearly. But what's your favorite matchup to kind of look at?
Jamar Chase versus Jalen Ramsey.
Yep. Ralph took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah. I mean, that's the matchup we like to see. But, another intriguing matchup, going to this game is the two sacks leaders. You have Aaron Donald against Trey Hendrickson. Who's going to get to the quarterback first? And I think that's going to be another entertaining matchup for me to see.
I just think the Rams have a better defensive line.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think they just have a better thing. The
Rams are more. I mean, roster-wise, they're more they're like loaded on a lot of fronts. The Bengals, I mean, they're especially the run they had, they're like one or two pieces, maybe a couple extra more to be a serious contender in the coming years. So,
who's your each one of you guys? Who's your player of the game? Who's your Super Bowl MVP?
Super Bowl MVP?
Yes.
Matt Stafford. He gets the ring and the MVP.
Greg?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to put money on it, I'm going to go Matt Stafford. But to be different, I will go.
Don't do it.
He's going to do it.
No, I'm going to go Odell.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Damn,
I thought you were
knew
expecting to go Cup. I thought you were expecting to go Cup.
I was gonna go Odell. I think he's gonna have two. I think he's gonna have two touchdowns.
Two tutties?
Yeah.
For me, you know what? I'm gonna go with one Mr. Cooper Cup as my MVP.
Right, who'd you pick again?
I'll go with Greg. I think Odell is going to be 2 touchdowns.
Now, who'd you pick to win the Super Bowl?
Oh, I'm sorry, Rams 30-20.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Tom?
Joe Barrow.
Joey B. Puffing all the cigars.
What a hell of a story though. If that comes like second year, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not
National
gonna happen,
championship,
though,
Heisman, Super Bowl within 2 years.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Sorry.
It's got to. Hey, they got to play the game.
Yeah,
You
play
know,
the game.
You look at. But as much as I'm on the Matt Stafford and the Rams train, they've also sat there and blown games themselves. Right? Matt Stafford loves to throw a cool pick six every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're more
Makes it
prone to
true.
shoot themselves
You
in
know,
the foot,
I mean,
that's for sure.
you can look at the Tampa Bay game. They let Tampa Bay back in, right? You can look at the regular season, that final regular season game against San Fran. What they were up to 17-0.
Yeah, and then Sean
And
McVay
then-
ran on the field, and it all changed from there.
There you go, right? So just because they're there, I mean, I don't think it's a lock. I mean, Joe Burrow is playing really, really good right now, and as Tommy said, he's got some weapons on the outside. It's just going to be who comes up big, because you figure Ramsey's going to follow Chase around, and who's that other guy? Higgins, Boyd. Do those either one of those two make an impact in the passing game?
Yep, they got to. They have to for them to compete. They got to score.
For sure.
They got to score a bunch. Their defense is a little suspect to me.
Yep.
Right. My biggest question mark with them outside of their offensive line. But hopefully a good one, right, boys? That's all you can hope for.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a good Super Bowl.
That's all you can hope for. But listen, great show tonight. We talked a ton of Ben Simmons.
Yeah, we did. Last time. This is it.
Last time, Ralphie.
This is it until what? July?
Until next week.
yeah, right. Yep. Christ.
If you missed any of it, you can go back and listen to it everywhere. It'll be up on all our social platforms and as well as everywhere you get your podcasts. So make sure you're liking, subscribing, following, sharing, commenting, reviewing. Keep us growing, family. We really appreciate you. And every Wednesday night, we are brought to you by Manscaped, and you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. What is that, Greg?
Got the lip balm.
A little lip balm. I don't have the ball deodorant out here.
Yeah.
I would show it, or the cologne, or the what don't they have? I mean, really, the weed whacker,
Awesome.
lawnmower. You get yourself all cleaned up. Always say head to toe, and it is head to toe. Nate Moss not with us anymore. Noah Eaton was with us, but was he?
His body was, but his spirit not so much.
Not so much. Cromer, Frank Vespi, Greg Moakovic, Ralph Delvecchio, Ryan Brodo. I'm Tom Arnone. We appreciate you all. Make sure if you haven't yet, hit that damn like, hit the subscribe. Stay with us. We love you all. Man, we're up over 2-something tonight watching live. We appreciate every one of you. Every one of you. The comments were flying. Keep staying tuned with us. Or however you say it. It's 12:30. I can't even think. We're out.